When I met my wife, I wasn't attracted to her at all.
Wow,
at
really?
all. Not in the slightest.
So, Gabriel, you just woke up and chose violence that day?
I watched the episode, so I knew what was going on. I was like, man, that'd be really funny.
Were you surprised when I commented?
So yes, I was. And I was like, he's not gonna respond. He responded, he was like, what's your story? What is my story?
Welcome to the Dear Future Wifey podcast. My homies, Gabriel Barr-Redmond and his significant other, Adrianna Turrentine. How y'all doing?
Doing well.
Wonderful.
What is y'all's relationship status?
We are actually engaged.
Y'all are engaged.
Yes.
He said he liked it, so he put a ring on it.
Had to put that ring on.
Congratulations. I was heavy on, I didn't want to teach someone about Jesus. That's not everybody's testimony, but I was like, I don't want to do that, Lord.
You didn't want to do evangelism with your husband.
No, absolutely not. Once we got to know each other and actually had real conversations, his responses weren't like the typical male responses I've gotten in the past. And I was like, oh, it's okay. It's different.
We were fasting. I was praying. Laura said, I want you to go watch the Dear Future Wifey podcast with Albiner and his lovely wife. One of the things he said that just really grasped my spirit is he said that the Lord told him your singleness
is no longer an asset to you.
It's a liability.
It's a liability. You need, as you said, a purpose partner.
Yep.
You need a partner who's going to help further your purpose and further what I called you to do. So I said, okay, I got what you needed me to get. Let me triple check. Let me go to the word now. Passage lights up in Proverbs. Fathers can give their sons wealth, but only the Lord can give an understanding life.
Woo!
He said, Gabe, all those other women that you dated were your choice. This is my choice. I'm like, what if she don't fit in? I don't know if she's ready for the life that you have called me to. And he was like, were you?
What started as a search for understanding became a journey of transformation. Every letter that I wrote led me to this day, the day I got married.
November the 22nd, 2025. Dear my forever.
Forever is a long time. That's how long I'll love you. Those lyrics echo through every fiber of my soul at the very thought of you.
This journey has culminated with you as both the award and the reward of my pursuit of love. You are the award, the honor God placed before me, the recognition of growth, healing, and becoming the man I needed to be.
And you are the reward, the blessing given after endurance, the gift promised to those who refuse to faint.
This isn't just our story. This is for all of us. I'm Laterras R. Whitfield.
And I'm Ashley R. Whitfield.
Welcome to the Dear Future Wifey podcast.
Welcome to the Dear Future Wifey podcast. I'm your host, Laterras R. Whitfield.
And I'm Ashley R. Whitfield.
Listen, are you still shacking up with us? Come on, this is season 11. We're about to go on our 6th-year anniversary of the Dear Future Wifey podcast on April the 15th. And I'm telling y'all, if you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? Let me tell you why it's so important to subscribe. It's because opportunities, brand deals, sponsorship, they go to my YouTube channel and they see how many people are engaged with a small commitment of hitting that subscription button, as well as you get a chance to be notified first when we drop an episode. So make sure you turn on that notification bell so you'll be notified about upcoming episodes. And let's go ahead and build this community. We're going to be doing some amazing things as the year progresses so that we can build a community. I want to see more single people be connected with their purpose partner. So we're really looking forward to that. If you haven't gotten the book, Student of Love, what are you waiting for? This book will help transform your life. It will create it will help you be able to see love differently. A lot of us have been regurgitating some bad habits that have been preventing us from encountering the love that God has designed for us. And Student of Love is the classroom that's going to take you into love's classroom and teach you how to see love differently, explore love differently, and be the love that you desire. So I'm so excited to talk to this couple today. Welcome to the Dear Future Wifey podcast. My homies, Gabriel Barr-Redmond and his significant other, Adrianna Turrentine. How y'all doing?
Doing well.
Wonderful.
Now listen, how did we meet, Gabriel?
Well, funny enough, we met because I did a spoof of your podcast.
What was that? Matter of fact, I don't even want you telling us a spoof. We're gonna go ahead and drop it right now. Look at what Gabriel did to your boy. Look at this real quick.
And you know, it's crazy. When I met my wife, I wasn't attracted to her at all.
Wow,
At
really?
all. Not in the slightest. Truth of the matter is, I wanted her sister.
What?
That's who I wanted. Now, her sister was bad. That's who I wanted. But I thank God that he saw fit to give me what I needed. Not what I wanted.
That's good.
He didn't care about what I wanted.
Right.
But he gave me what I needed. Was I happy about it? No.
Of course not.
But living for God is not about happiness. It's about purpose.
That's good, Doc. That's good.
The Bible says that he that findeth a wife findeth a good thing.
Right?
And when I found her, I thought she was a terrible thing. But she's good to me now.
Do I still think about her sister sometimes? Of course.
Of course.
I'm a man.
Right.
But I know what I got. It's from the Lord.
That'll
It's
preach.
from the Lord. And that's what matters, guys. That's what matters. Get you a woman from God, whether you like it or not.
So Gabriel, you just woke up and chose violence that day? Huh? What did I do to you?
Nothing. It wasn't even you. It was just I saw it and I saw people was talking about it and I'm like, man, that's really funny. I watched the episode, so I knew what was going on. And I was like, man, that'd be really funny. So I just recorded the video sitting downstairs. I was watching Law and Order and I was like, I'm gonna just do this. I want to post. And so I did the video, and as I'm doing it, I'm thinking of things that I could say a little bit from the podcast, and unfortunately to say a little bit from personal experience. And I just posted it. I was like, we'll see what happens. I come
Which
back
video?
an hour later.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's the video with the Steels.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he spoofed the Steel storyline and just went in. Were you surprised when I commented?
Yes, I was. Because I did not think, I was like, he probably won't see this. Laterras is big time.
Yeah.
So, he probably don't even check his DMs and nothing. He ain't gonna see it. Even people were sagging him in it. And then I saw the Dear Future Wifey podcast commented. I'm like,
What did I say?
you said, because you commented, you laughed, and then I was like, hey, you should
Invite me to the podcast.
invite me to the podcast. And I was like, he's not gonna respond. He responded, he's like, what's your story? What is my story? I'm shooting my shot and I'm not even ready for it to go in. But yeah, and then I kind of told you my story, and then I kind of left it at that. It still kept blowing up.
Yeah.
And it was probably like a few days later, I'm driving home from seeing her actually, and I get a phone call from Whitfield Films, and I'm like, do I know anybody? I mean, I wasn't gonna answer it because sometimes.
Yeah, it could be
But
spam.
it could be
likely.
spam. And I was like, but I'm gonna answer it. And I answered it. And he was like, man, if one more person send me this video. I'm like, oh, ain't no way. How did this? He's the feds. How did he get my number?
He was watching Law and Order, remember?
Right. And so we talked, we chopped it up. And again, kind of just was like, well, that was nice. That was a nice gesture, Lord. It was nice I got to talk to him. If I get on, hey, if I don't, I'm going to still keep watching.
Yeah.
Little did I know, a short while later, you would invite me on.
You know why?
Why?
Because I love when I see someone, I feel like I'm old when I say young people, but when I see young people take love seriously. And I had a conversation with you and you were so raw, transparent, vulnerable, and let me know your relationship journey and how intentional you were becoming with Adrianna here. And I was like, I like this. Because I'm a champion of young love. Yeah. I believe that if you can make a decision at the age that y'all are, that you can build something together. And I always quote my boy Jason Wilson on this. He said, when he and his wife got together in their 20s, he said, we got it together. And so you don't have to have everything figured out. We've been believing the lie that at a young age, you got to get your stuff together. You got to make sure you have your own house together. You got to make sure you have, of course, you may have transportation, have a car, make sure you have transportation. But they feel like you have to be in the career that you want and everything has to be figured out. And it's just, it goes against what I believe that God created a woman to be, his suitable helper, his helpmate. So if you got it all together, then that's why a lot of men in their 40s and 50s don't even find the value in a wife, because they like, I already got my stuff together. What you gonna do? What you gonna add to my life? Because they already did it. But if you can have somebody that was supporting you and y'all supported each other, building each other up through those moments where y'all were trying to figure it out, then it adds more value into the relationship. That's what I believe. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
That's so true. It's so true.
So how old are you, Gabriel?
I am 32.
And Adrianna, how old are you?
I'm 27.
And what is y'all's relationship status?
Well, we are actually engaged.
Y'all are engaged.
Yes.
He said he liked it, so he put a ring on it.
Had to put that ring on.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. So when did this take place? When did this proposal take place?
This happened in December 21st. Well, I can tell my little part, but
Yeah.
she wasn't pressuring me, but she was making it known that I'd like to be a fiance.
Okay. I'll preface this because, you know, when we go out, we go to some of his events where he's like preaching, like, oh, and Gabriel's girlfriend. I was like, oh, the title girlfriend is becoming humiliating now.
He said humiliate.
And,
But hold on, we
yes.
say humiliate. First, quantify this. How long have y'all been dating at this point?
Only a few months.
Okay, and you already felt like it was humiliating.
Yes,
Yeah.
because we were at a different stage of more than just boyfriend and girlfriend, and I knew it, and I was like, you know, it's not suitable for us anymore, and I'm feeling more of a fiance vibe now. So, but I never pressured him.
No, she did
I
not
never
pressure
pressured him.
You just made it known
Yes, that I was
that
like,
this is humiliating calling me a girlfriend.
yes. And sometimes he'll be like, you know, my future wife. I said, you can't say that. I'm still a girlfriend.
You trying to slide that on in there? Trying to say future wifey up in there?
Yeah.
Wait, so how did y'all meet?
Well, we originally met in 2023. So I woke up. I'm supposed to go play for a church because I play the piano.
Okay.
And the Lord is like, don't go play today. I said, I need my money.
Need my coins.
I want to worship. He's like, don't go play today. So I said, okay, cool. Where do you want me to go? This church popped up called Motor City Church in Detroit. And I said, oh, okay, I'll go there. I felt it in my spirit to go there. I go there. I go in the lobby. It's a nice church, a lot of young people. And I'm just standing there looking around. I'm trying to be in the spirit. I got to see, what does the Lord want me here for? Why did you bring me here? You want me to minister to somebody? You want me here to the sermon? What you want me here for? And so I'm looking for a seat, and this beautiful young lady taps me on my shoulder and says, are you Gabriel? And I say, yeah. And she says, I love your music. Because I do Christian rap. And so she had heard my music, and she said, I love your music.
Wow.
And I'm like, okay,
I
cool.
know you do Christian rap.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she said she liked my music, and I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. But I'm trying to be in the spirit.
Mind you, at this time, I'm talking to him, and he's a little taller than me. And I'm like, oh, yeah, like, love your music. And he's like, oh, like looking over my head. And I was like, oh, I see. That's the kind of artist he is. So I was like, let me just go take my seat. And the person I was not like with, but we went to church together, invited him to sit with us. And I was like, I saw him walk by, and I said, why he's sitting next to me? And I had a little stank attitude because I was like, okay.
So what did you think he was thinking?
That he was like, oh, another groupie. And I told him too later on, I said, I'm not going to be one of your groupies.
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't have groupies. And I said, okay.
Oh man, yeah. I will admit, I was not giving her the attention that she deserves.
Why you focus on Jesus?
I was focused.
Yes.
He was trying to stay in the
I knew
spirit.
you would
Trying
understand.
to stay in the spirit.
Trying to stay in the spirit.
Yes.
And I'm like, yeah, she fine, but we got to stay focused. Lord. I'm here for you.
I'm not
I'm here for you, Jesus.
Here for you, Jesus. So I go and I sit down. I'm still trying to figure out, Lord, what do you got me here for?
Yes.
And I'm like, oh, you probably want me to hear the sermon. This preacher about to preach a good word. He goes up and he says, today we're going to talk about marriage.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
I said,
Yes.
Ain't nobody in here. Lord, what are you doing? Nah, you trying to play me. Because you're a jokester. I know how you are, Lord. And so I listened to the sermon. It's a great sermon. It was the last day for him to preach that sermon. And afterwards, I'm like, oh, okay.
We was on a series or something?
Yep.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, well, maybe you want me to fill out a card. I can connect with this pastor. Maybe you want me to minister or play. I'm filling out the card. He's like, stop. I don't need you here. Well, why did you bring me here? He's like, I don't need you to serve here. And I was like, okay, I'm ready to go then. And so I'm walking out. I am baffled. I'm confused because I couldn't see what the Lord was doing in that moment. And so that was the first day we met.
Well, and then afterwards, we congregated in the lobby, and him, me, and my friend were talking. Whole time still, he's like, yep.
He looking over your head.
Looking over my head, not really paying attention to me. And I said, oh, it's time to go. He's not paying it. I said, I'm cool. I thought he's gonna be a chill guy, but I guess not. So that was the first time we met.
But so when you met him, what did you think? Were you like interested in him, or you just want to just be cool with him?
Well, I was a little shocked because I was telling my friend that weekend before that I put her onto his music.
Wow.
And I was like, he's actually from Michigan. And she was like, girl, what if you meet him one day? I said, girl,
really?
yes. I was like, I'm never going to meet him. He lives all the way far from me. And then on the Sunday, I see him. And she's like, you should go talk to him. And I was like, I ain't going to talk to him. I'm not a groupie.
So you tell me you had a conversation with your homegirl the week before and said there's no... First of all, how did you know where he lived? You was stalking him? Come on.
Yeah, tell him about that first DM.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, okay. So his album cover, I was trying to zoom in on it
to see the background
to see like him, because he's like a little picture. It's like him, and I was like, where does he live? So Facebook tell you everything.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So found him on Facebook, and I was
the
like,
first I'm hearing this. Yeah.
Oh, well, I found you on Facebook. And I was like, he lives in Michigan. And then I was like, then I sent him a DM. And I said, specifically, I'm not trying to shoot my shots. I just want you to know that it's a shame that you rap this well and you live in my town and didn't tell nobody. Ooh. So that was it.
It wasn't a shot, but it sounded nice
now that I reset, it does sound like a shot. But truthfully, I was like, I'm not trying to shoot my shot because I didn't want to be a groupie.
Yeah.
So that's what happened. And then,
did you see that?
I did see it. And I responded because
here we go.
I'm not trying to be boastful, but I have gotten DMs before from women, and they have said, hey, I like your music. I think you're cute, things like that. And so I like the way that she said it, that she wasn't really trying to shoot her shot. She was just letting me know. I could tell that she was genuine in her appreciation for the music and everything. And I responded. I said, well, look, hey, if I knew that you lived in Michigan, I would have, we could have connected and everything.
Oh, so you said that?
Yeah.
And then what happened? Just nothing happened after that point?
Not a thing.
No.
You didn't? So how long, what was the time span between that moment and when you saw him at church?
I think it was the same year.
Yeah, it was the same year. It was probably like, I don't know, maybe 6 months later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
And then you guys became friends.
Acquaintances.
All right, so let's back up. Where were you at in your relationship journey? Did you have a girlfriend during that time when she DM'd you?
No. So when she had DM'd me, I think that was like late 2022 and maybe early 2023.
Yeah.
And so prior to that, I was in a relationship that I thought was the Lord. I was so certain about it, and the Lord didn't reveal that that was not his will. And so I was really messed up about that. And so that was my final straw of like, I'm
done.
Yeah.
I clearly don't do a good job of picking. So you pick. Lord, you do what you got to do. So I let it all go. And I was still kind of healing from that because it wasn't even that the breakup. I mean, obviously that was sad. Anytime you break up with somebody, it's sad. But it was the fact that I was so certain that it was God, and to find out that it wasn't, that really kind of hindered my confidence in hearing from the Lord, especially about relationships. And so I really had to take some time to heal from that. And so by the time she DM'd me, I was still healing. I was on the tail end of it. I was a lot better. But I was not looking for another relationship at the time.
So we talked about this prior to the interview. You said that you were in this season of total surrender to God, where you was like, it's your will, God, and you had no time for a woman.
Yeah.
And you really believe that.
Yeah. I got so many no's. I'll be transparent.
Yeah.
Dear Future Wife podcast.
Yeah.
I had dated 5 women prior to her.
Okay.
And every single one of them was no. It was no. First one, no. Second one, no. Third one, it was no. And I should have listened because he warned me before.
Yeah.
He told me to go on a fast from girls. And I said, how do I do that? He was like, don't ask me about them. Don't come to me and say, oh, is this my wife? Don't ask me nothing. And so he said if I didn't listen, there would be some drama. And I was like, okay. But I didn't listen because I can be stubborn sometimes.
We all can.
And so all those other women, like I had thought like I could make a life with them. I could make this work, even in situations that I knew wasn't good for me. But it wasn't until when I met her that the Lord really started to heal for me. Because, sometimes you can have you get so many no's that it's hard for you to hear when it's yes. So I was in a better place, but not the greatest place.
And so you were total surrender. God, I ain't even thinking about these women. I'm finna just follow your will. I'm questioning whether or not I can actually hear from you at this point.
Yeah.
And I noticed a lot in this conversation, you really take it to heart hearing from God. You even said you were about to go perform or you play piano at a church, and you said God spoke to you and said, don't even go do that. Don't even go do your quote unquote gig. I hate to call church opportunities gigs, but don't even go do that. Yeah. Go to a church and just go sit. Yeah. And everything you keep saying is God said, God said. And I understand how hearing, and then now you don't even trust your own ear to the mouth of God, and you go, well, okay, I must be hearing wrong, and it's just let me just tap out of this. How did you? So when she DM'd you, you didn't even take it to heart. You just was like, I'm not even gonna pursue it. And then what did you think when he didn't respond?
I was being honest. I was not trying to shoot my shot because I also just came out of a relationship, so I was just like, oh, cool. I know somebody now who I like their music, and they're from my state. So
what the last relationship you got into? Were you ever in a relationship prior to this one that you thought that was the one?
No, I wasn't there.
Well, I told you everything. Honestly, the first one, I only was in really 2 real relationships. And the first one, I was young, I was a kid, I was 16. That one I thought was the one,
Okay,
Mom, I love him.
Yeah.
The second one, I knew immediately, to be honest. I let it go on a little bit too long because I can be a little hard-headed too. But I was like, this man's not going to be equally yoked with me. And I was heavy on, I didn't want to teach someone about Jesus. Now, that's not everybody's testimony.
Yeah.
But I was like, I don't want to do that, Lord, so.
You didn't want to do evangelism with your husband.
No, absolutely not. Everybody else, yes, I got you.
So is that what attracted you to Gabriel over here? Is because of not only is he ministering the gospel, but he actually enjoys the art of the gospel, where he's rapping and all that. Was that something that you saw for yourself, or it was just something that materialized once you met him?
Once we got to know each other and actually had real conversations, yes. His responses weren't like the typical male responses I've gotten in the past. And I was like, oh, it's okay. It's different.
So when you met him at church, did you remind him that you DM'd him and that you guys had kind of had that exchange?
Yes, but I think he remembered that I DM'd him.
I did. Afterwards, I had looked her up, and I was like, Oh, this homegirl. Okay.
Yes.
No, she cool. She cool. She got.
Yeah.
So then when you guys went to the lobby, what was that exchange like?
He was looking over her head.
I know, but I'm saying you guys then became acquaintances. So how did you get there from that first interaction at church?
Yeah, who called who? Did you have a phone number?
It was you DMs. Like
DMs.
you
Okay.
see people's, like I would see her stories. She would
Yeah.
travel or go to a concert, and then a like here or a comment there.
Yeah.
One thing that we kind of
Circle back to
was that I'm a Delta airline guy.
And I was
too.
Spirit through
She
and
was
through.
Spirit, and so we would go back and forth. Like she'd be posted on a flight in the Spirit, and I'd be on Delta, and I'm like, how could you ever?
But listen, Spirit will get you there.
Real
Okay.
cheap.
It'll get you there.
Get you
gonna
there on
land.
your
You
spirit.
might land in a Spirit.
My dad said, it's going to take your spirit.
Take your spirit. Yeah.
But I'm a Delta girl now.
Okay.
So
So
he transformed.
yes.
Transformed. Amen.
Well, before we get too far, I was just wondering, since we keep talking about how good of a rapper you are, is there something that we could hear
She's
on
saying you got some bars.
Dear
Can you
Future
do a
Wifey?
16?
Like I heard you just put
Bars.
something new out.
Yeah,
Like,
can I
New
get a quick
album.
16?
I just
I got some favorites.
Yeah.
I just released an album called Departure. It's on all platform streaming services. But I could do a little verse. Let's see. Radical. Putting every demon on sabbatical. Battle through. When I mention Jesus, they get attitude. Animals. All they eat is flesh. They turn to cannibals. Give them Holy Spirit, but be careful because he's flammable. Adding up. Got too many blessings, homie. Add them up. We just trying to tell you about the Savior. Why you mad at us? New school freshmen, but they acting like they graduates. Putting all these lies into the air. That's why the cap is up. Sheesh. I believe. They asking me how much. I tell them Matthew 17. They got me screaming mustard like it's Dijon on the beat. Gabe, please, it's not enough. Got to point them to the king I seek. Yeah.
Okay.
So I need my nephew to listen to you. Yeah, because I've been trying to tell my nephew that, you can do music for the Lord and it can sound dope instead of always trying to do the other. And so I'm proud of you, young king.
Thank you, sir.
You-
Thank you, sir.
you
I tried to do the secular thing, but I'm not from the streets.
And you try to rap about it?
I tried to rap about it.
And I'm going to believe you.
And I was like, yeah, I know about, and I didn't know a thing. I
We just had this conversation.
I grew up on a nicer side of town. I had friends, I had family.
Wow.
It was a blessing.
Yeah.
I thank God for it.
Yeah.
And so it's like me trying to rap about, I'm from the streets. Are you though? You was from a street, but not these streets. But once I start rapping about Jesus,
It's took off.
Yes. That's good.
What was you rapping about when you was in the secular world? What was you trying to rap
man,
about?
I tried to rap about girls, wasn't getting one. Tried to rap, that I'm hood. I got a hood, but I ain't from it.
When you trying to rap about killing people and stuff? When you
Oh
talking about
man,
that?
I tried. I wasn't killing nothing. Couldn't even kill my flesh. Yeah, it was not good.
I'm not doing that.
So why do you think that is? Why do you think the young men pursuing rapping go that route? To go to the secular world and start talking about that. Like my buddy D1 talks about that a lot, about how people are talking about killing another black man and shooting and robbing and Percocet and all this stuff, talking about being drugged up. Why do you think, because here it was, you grew up in church, right? What made you feel the need to be drawn that way?
I just wanted to be accepted. Just wanted to be, a lot of the artists and things that people look up to, especially men, they look up to men who are rapping about these things.
Yeah.
And so it's easy to kind of want to go that route because you want to be like them.
Yeah.
But while I did like some secular artists, I did not want to be like them.
Yeah.
I didn't want that life. I wanted Gabriel's life. I didn't want to have someone else's life. And I think a lot of young men, they just want community. They just want community. So, that gang affiliation and rapping from the streets and, getting, all the women that they can, that lifestyle seems appealing to them. But it's so much better to just be yourself.
Yeah.
Because the thing about music and artistry, it's only ever great when you're honest.
That's true.
Yeah.
If you're not honest, everybody can tell.
Exactly.
Everybody can tell that, you're not really, even if you did come up from the streets and that is your life, like people could tell, no, that he really does live that. And so if you're not being honest.
But what do you say to this younger generation who says, it doesn't matter. We know they didn't live that. We just like the music. We're just saying and repeating what they're saying.
Facts.
Well, be careful what you eat.
Ooh.
Be careful what you eat. You can, I can like ice cream. I can't have ice cream all the time. Yeah. I can appreciate that, but I can't continually feed myself that because eventually I'm going to get unwell.
Yeah.
And then you're just walking around sick. And that's what happens to a lot of young men is they walking around sick because they're continually feeding themselves sinful things, sinful desires. And you cannot live like that.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
But when I put out, I'm just playing because this is what they say. They tell me, well, when I put out the good music, I don't get any streams. When I put out the music that doesn't have the cussing or I don't do the, the stuff about the women, nobody cares. But the moment I drop that, over a beat and I'm saying all kinds of words,
views.
then I'm getting views. I'm making money. And then I see that they're making money. That's what I want to be.
Yeah, I understand how that can be appealing, like the money. But let's be honest, brother, you're not making that much money from streams. You're getting 0.0001%.
Yeah.
And it's not worth losing your soul over.
That part.
It's not worth losing your sanity over.
Yeah.
Like, even if you do that and you get all this money and things like that, you will still be unhappy.
What profits a man to gain the whole world and lose his soul? That's facts. That's good. That's good. Thank you for getting him to spit a hot 16. So listen, so here it is. So y'all meet in the lobby. How did y'all stay connected? And how long? Well, I'm just going to start there. How did y'all stay connected?
My turn?
Yeah.
All right.
Tag you in.
Tag me in. So yes, DMs was the main way. The next time I saw him was actually with the Perry's live podcast.
Okay.
He didn't want to go. His friend invited him, but he was like against everything. He went anyway. And then during the intermission, they're like, oh, if you're single, raise your hand. Obviously, I said, ew. And then I walked out and I saw him standing there. And I was like, oh, hey. And I was like, fancy meeting you here.
Wow.
And if you recall, the last time we first met, I was with my friend. The first thing he said to me with the Perrys was, oh, hey, where's your friend at? And I said, oh, okay. And I was like, she's not here. But I'm going to go ahead and head back in,
I'm not great at small talk. So I was nervous. As she said, I didn't want to go. I was doing another event and I just felt this unction to go. I'm like, okay, I'll go see with the Perrys. And so I get there and I'm chilling. They say, raise your hand if you're single. I'm like, I'm single, but please, guys.
Please, guys, no.
And it was intermission. She said I saw her in the lobby, and I'm like, oh no, I don't know how to react.
Was you happy when you saw her?
I did. I was happy that I saw her, and then she was again looking gorgeous. And so I get nervous around beautiful women, but and so she came over, and I'm like, first thing I said is, where's your friend? I couldn't think.
So you thought that he was interested in your friend?
Yeah. And honestly, I'm quick to be like, if you're not interested in me, all right, cool, I'm out. I'm not gonna waste my time. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna shoot her a text then, let her know, old boy is interested.
He asked about you.
Wait, what? I did not know that. You was gonna pass me off?
You asked
That's
about
who you
her.
want. That's who you want.
You gonna pass me off?
You asked about it. That is funny. So I was like, I texted her and she's like, oh girl, ain't no way. Anyway. But then I just,
Text her.
Text her said, here you
he
go.
was asking about it. And again, he was not looking at me. He was just like,
He was nervous.
He was nervous.
I didn't catch that vibe. But after me and my friends walked out, we all drove separately. And the line there's only one exit out of that venue. So the line to get out took an hour.
Dang.
And I was like, dang, I was like, low key. I said, where he at? I could just chat with him until the line goes down. He left early.
I did.
He wasn't in the spirit because the Lord told him not to leave.
Yeah.
He didn't listen. So
after intermission, I go back in, I'm listening to the podcast. I'm like, all right, I'm tired. It's getting late. I want to get out of here before there's traffic. I'm walking out. I walk outside of the venue, walk to my car. I feel the spirit so strongly. Gabe, do not leave. I'm tired. I want to go home, Lord. Gabe, do not leave. All right. So I go back in. I'm like, okay, what you got me in here for? I think he just wants me to hear the rest of the podcast, hear, them talk about how they met Philip Anthony Mitchell, all those things. I'm like, okay, cool. Oh, that's good testimony. I'm like, all right, I'm leaving for sure now. Walk out again, walk into my car. Gabe, do not leave. I didn't listen.
Got in that car.
I got in that car, drove off. And I later found out she was waiting around for an hour, looking for me because she had to sit there. And so that could have been time.
Yeah, to just chop it up.
To chop it up and get to know each other. Maybe we would have jump started this a little earlier.
yeah.
So be obedient, guys.
Yeah.
Be obedient.
When was that?
Yeah, what month
That
is this?
was that
That was a year later.
a year after I first
So
met
give
him.
us time. What month and year is this?
That was July.
July
Yeah.
of
That was July.
2024?
2024. 2024. Yep.
2024.
2024.
Yep.
All right, so July 2024. And then what happened?
Then you get to 2025. And
Y'all don't talk none?
well, we talked in
bit.
between.
Just DMs.
DMs.
Yes.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
y'all haven't exchanged phone numbers at all at this point?
No.
No.
Well, I did. So I found I found out that she was a baker.
Yeah.
And I found out that she was vegan. She's a vegan baker. I'm like, oh, okay, I love cookies. Now, I had never tried vegan cookies before. So, she was running her business, and I said, I'd like to buy 2 cookies. So,
You said 2 cookies.
2 cookies.
Two
Boy, if
cookies.
you don't buy a dozen.
I didn't know.
Two cookies.
I had never tried vegan cookies.
I don't know if
You
I'ma
just want to
like
give
it.
her a shot. Yeah.
I just
And
wanted
let me
to
just
see.
see if I like it.
Usually I do a minimum order of like 35. At the time it was $35. So I was like, I'll make the exception,
You made them 2 cookies for 35?
Yeah.
Well, two, yeah. Well,
I'm going to get you charged 35 2 cookies?
right.
So she wanted me to meet her, and I drove. All I looked at the map and saw was Detroit. I live at the time. I live in Rochester, and she lives in Belleville. They're an hour and some change apart.
Okay.
So I'm just driving. I'm
For 2 cookies.
45 minutes go by. I'm like, where is this person at? I drove all the way to her house for 2 cookies. They was good. They was good. And
Now,
clearly,
listen,
it was worth it.
And look, he ate them before he left my driveway.
I did.
Because me and my mom were watching out the window. And she's like, girl, he ate those
Y'all
cookies.
was watching me. I'm learning so much.
I'm like remembering everything. I never had to tell the full story.
You think you know somebody?
You ate them cookies. So you ate them 2 cookies. And
Yes.
Ate them 2 cookies.
And you-
So
and
he
you
had
try to stay
More?
lo-
Did you wish you would have got more?
I did. Next time I got 6.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. But he had my number from that.
Okay.
But he never used it to personally text me. So it was, we
You're
just
trying to keep it
DM'd.
professional.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Gabriel, you was moving like that. You was just trying to keep it professional.
I was trying to keep it professional because I didn't want her to think that I'm just trying to get her number and trying to get with her. Because I was attracted to her, but I was trying to be on the straight and narrow.
And I did tell him later when we got together that when he came to pick up the cookies, usually when people come to pick up their orders, I'm like, I'm still covered in flour and everything.
You
So
got cute
I
for
got
him.
cute.
You got cute for him.
And I opened the door. He's like, oh, thanks. Takes it and we're like, stop.
Yeah, bro. I made a lot of
Gabriel.
mistakes. I do.
Gabriel.
I said, oh, all right.
What? Thank you. Go.
I was about to miss my blessing a lot of times.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So that in between there, that was our interactions and still
Yeah.
doing DMs.
So what did you think when you grabbed the cookie from her? Did you even notice her at all?
I noticed her. I was like, "Oh man, she's pretty." All
And
right,
just
let's try
walked
these
off.
cookies. Yeah, and just walked off. Because I'm nervous. I'm not good with small talk. I don't know how to like go
Transition
up
that
and
conversation
transition and
from-
be like, "Oh, thanks
from
for the cookies. You looking."
So as you were driving
From
there,
buying the cookies to her cookies. You know how to transition that. You know.
Exactly.
You know how to make that transition.
Right.
I did.
He needed me in the bush giving him say this, say that. Like he's doing all-
Somebody in his ear, like
in
an
his ear.
earpiece.
Hey, Gabriel, now listen. Yeah.
Yes. But as you were driving there, what were you thinking?
Yeah.
I was thinking, man, am I crazy for driving an hour to get 2 cookies from this young lady? I hope she don't think I'm doing too much. That was really what I was worried about.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't
how
know.
you'll be
Too much.
perceived.
Yeah.
I didn't know how far away he lived at the
Okay.
time. Like,
Okay.
And my mom told me after, she's, where are you driving from? I said, I don't know, Rochester Hills. Adrianna. I said,
He blamed you for it.
what? You let that boy only get 2 cookies and he drove all the way out here? I was like, well, how far can it be? I was thinking of Farmington Hills, which is like 20, 30 minutes.
Oh.
And I was like, ooh. I said, he'll come back. It's fine.
I did come back.
He did come back.
I did come back.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was kind of our interaction. And then we get to 2025, February. My cousins say they want to go see Forrest Frank. I say, okay, cool. Yeah, I think I'll go. I had saw from her stories that she had saw him before. And so I wanted to DM her, ask her, hey, how's the show? You know, this, that, and the other. And she says that it's really good and that she was thinking about going this time. But it was in Grand Rapids, which from Detroit to Grand Rapids is like 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
So she says she doesn't really want to drive, and her dad, really doesn't want her to drive that far. So I'm like, guess I'll be a gentleman and offer assistance. Listen,
I'll be your Uber.
I'll be your Uber. You don't have to make that drive. I'll take on that burden for you.
Amen.
Yes.
Amen.
And
And
so-
you get 2.5 hours of undivided attention.
Undivided attention.
Yeah.
And so I said, hey, if you want to go, you can ride with me. And she was trying very hard to make it seem like she didn't want me to do that.
Well,
You ain't got to do that. I'm
I
not
did.
putting
I
you
was
out
like,
of your way.
I was like, you don't got to. I mean, I wasn't mad. I don't like driving, so I wasn't
Yeah.
mad at it. But I was like, I also don't know him like that. And I was like, oh, it's being in a car, somebody I don't really know, 4 hours, like there and back. I don't know. But he suggested that, we talked that whole month. It was in February to March 31st.
Oh, so it's a lead up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And
it's on March 31st, the concert? Yeah. That's her birthday, March 31st.
Oh,
That's
Yeah.
special.
yes.
Yeah.
And so he's like, tell him how, now he finally is catching up.
Okay.
And I guess you say shot is shot.
Yeah. So we established like, well, it's going to be awkward if we're just sitting in a car for 4 hours. We don't know each other. So from that day, we talked every single day.
And this is February the what?
February the 18th.
18th, yeah.
18th is when it started. And so we're talking every single day. And
Oh, wait. I would say one quick thing. The first day we chatted, he was like, until next time. And then that's how he signed off our conversation.
Until next time.
until next
And in
time.
my mind, I said, all right, bet I'll probably talk to him 2 days later. The next morning, bright and early, good morning.
Good morning, beautiful.
I was like,
It was next time.
I was like, oh, I was just not expecting him.
Yeah.
Just based off of our past
This is
interactions.
one of the other ways I see the Lord at work now that we're talking about it, because I would have never done that before, but
Which part? Done which part?
responding like the very next day.
Yeah.
Really?
Like, I would have, give her a little time to miss me a little bit.
So answer this, because I want you to unpack this, because a lot of guys think like that. And the way I always thought is while you're trying to give her time, this is my mindset. While you're trying to give her time to miss you, you're providing an opportunity for another guy to slide in and take your place. That's true. So I'm a hunter. So it's like at the end of the day, I'm like, hey, like even when I asked Ashley on our first date, and we were friends at this time for about a year and 4 months. Well, a year and 3 months at this point. And I said, I would like to take you on a date. Every time I come to LA, we meet up, it's platonic, but now I want to be extremely intentional. This was end of February of last year, 2025. I said, when can I take you out? She says, March the 18th. And when she said that, though I booked my flight on Delta, by the way, booked my flight on Delta to go see her, I was like, that's 18 days. And anything, yes, because I always say anything can change in that moment.
Yeah.
And I'm already trying to transition her from friendship to, I always say, let's go from friend to fiance. So I'm trying to transition her from that and for her to see me outside of this. Because that's what I said in the conversation. I said, I want you to give me the opportunity so we can see each other outside of just platonic. Let's try for this. So that's how I shot my shot. But then waiting up to March the 18th, it was like, hey, this is some time. And it was just a date. So at the end of the day, she could still date whoever she wanted to date. I could still date who I want to date. But it was still the fact that I felt like it was so long. So I did exactly what you did. Talk to her every single day. Several times a day.
Yes.
Hours a day.
Yes.
I said, if you go out with somebody else, you're going to feel guilty because you finna have talked to me on the way to go see him.
Come on, Doc. Come on, Doc.
That's what I believe. So at the end of the day, I just want to make my presence known.
Yeah.
Period.
And he did.
Yeah, man. And so my thing to you is because I want to talk to that brother out there that says, they go get a girl phone number and then they leave the spot that they met him at. I'm gonna wait about 3 days to talk to him.
Yeah.
Where does that come from? Has somebody told you that you should give a woman, you shouldn't act too quote unquote thirsty? They call that thirsty, or what is that? And then I want the women to chime in on how they perceive that when a guy waits that long.
Yeah, for me, it's just from being like I talked about earlier, community. The people you're around, they're like, you don't want to seem thirsty.
Yep.
You don't want to seem thirsty.
Yep.
And I'm like, at that point, I'm like, wait a second. But I am thirsty.
I'm parched.
I'm very parched. I'm very thirsty. And I felt the thing about what she was doing is that she was open. She made me feel comfortable enough to come at her the very next day and the day after that and the day after that. She could have, shut me down.
Yep.
She could have, not presented herself in a way that she wants to be pursued.
Yep.
But because she presented herself in a way that she wanted to be pursued, now I feel comfortable enough. Okay, well, if you're comfortable being pursued, I'm going to pursue you.
Facts.
I'm going to come every single day until you tell me that you no longer want to be pursued. So,
All right, so before you say that, now I want to ask you, what do you think when you give your number to a guy and he may take 2 or 3 days to hit you up?
He's not interested.
And what do you think, Ashley, when that happens?
Yeah, he's not that interested. I mean, he's interested, but he's not that interested.
Yeah, and to me, I wanted somebody to pursue me. So.
And so, what's the sweet spot?
Honestly, like with him.
No, take him out the equation.
Take him out.
A guy
Okay.
gets your phone number. When do you expect to hear from him? He
Same
gets
day.
your phone number today at noon. When do you expect to hear from him?
Same day. Within say depending on the setting too.
Yeah.
If we meet like in a grocery store or something, I'm like, okay, he probably got some errands. I'll expect it by 3, 4. But same day. And if he's really interested, 30 minutes.
I just want to make sure this phone number works.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or sometimes right in front of me. Make
Yeah.
sure it's a real number.
They want to know.
Yeah, so-
I'm not leaving here till did your phone light?
Is it ringing?
So when you expect?
Well, I'm just agreeing that if they're
Yeah.
really interested,
That
they'll
same
call
day.
you right there.
Yeah.
Right on the spot.
And
just
see,
to
my
make
theory
sure.
is while you're leaving. So if you at the store and get ready to leave, whatever, if you have an event or whatever, and y'all leave at the same time, I'm gonna call you, talk to you on the way home. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I can make sure you get home safely. I can talk to you,
Exactly.
and you can know that I'm intentional at that point or whatnot. And so I just always wonder that. And I try to teach my nephew's son this, is that show intentionality.
Yes.
Doesn't mean every woman is your wife and you got to be like, this is the one, but show that you're actually concerned about her. And concern can go a long way instead of just be like, I'll hit up about 3 days. I'll
Yeah.
hit up about, I don't
Yeah.
want to seem like this. And it's like
Yeah.
another dude, some dude that she don't want is putting a full court press on her. You know what I'm
press,
saying? He like, I want her. She like, why he keep, I wish the guy I really want can hit me up like this. The guy I don't
That's
want
true. That's
is
so
true.
is pressing me hard.
To be honest, 3 days feels a little lazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a little lazy.
Yes.
And then you have to tell yourself every day, I want to call her, but I'm
Yeah.
not. And now you're fighting yourself. You're
Yeah.
fighting the spirit man of you that's drawing you to this person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, that's a good PSA to men to say, be thirsty, be parched.
Funny enough, I did try to do that one day. And I said, you know what? I don't want to be doing too much, so I'm not going to text her today.
Wow.
I was like, I'm not going to call her. I'm not going to text her today. I didn't make it. it was about maybe 5 or 6. No, it was like 7. And I'm like, hey, just checking on you. And she's like, why didn't you talk to me all day? I was like, oh, I thought you was working. I didn't want to bother you. And he was like, well, I'm going to bed now.
Yeah. I said, I'm sleeping.
Yeah.
It's late.
Yeah.
I like made a rule. I was like, I don't talk to men after a certain time. I said,
What time did you have? 9 o'clock?
8:05.
8:05?
05 on the dot.
Why?
Because I feel like to me the 05 is necessary. Like, if you set something for like straight on the dot, you're like, dang, 1 more minute, but you got that 5 extra minutes.
Grace.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's 8 a.m.
5 is the number of grace.
Yeah.
Well, it's a period of grace.
Yeah.
5-minute grace period.
Yeah. I'm like, okay, it's 8 p.m. I'll let them know. I'm like, hey, it's 8 p.m. Start wrapping it up.
Oh, you actually get off the phone by 8:05.
8:05.
So it's not that they have to call you by 8:05.
We're done talking.
Yeah.
We're done.
Like, now it's time for me to get in my word, spend time with the Lord,
Yeah.
and then I'm asleep by like 8:45, 9.
Oh, you gonna sleep real early.
Yeah, because I get up early.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause I just thought you had some thing about, these booty call hours after this
Well,
time.
that is true too. But I was very strict about my regimen.
I really respected that. And that was one of the things that really attracted me to her was like,
That's
dang, she
good.
has a level of discipline.
Yeah.
And she really cherishes her time with the Lord, that she's willing to cut off the rest of the world and the people she's talking to, no matter how much she's enjoying the conversation, to go spend time with the Lord. And so that was one thing that I was like, dang, she ain't average, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And so you was trying to fight your flesh from calling her. Then you called and she told you, hey, well, you wait too long for me to go to sleep. How'd that make you feel?
I was like, I ain't missing another day.
He did.
That's right. You better strike while the iron is hot.
Bright and early, I will be your first message.
Strike while it's hot.
Your first message.
Yes.
One of the times we hung out too, he didn't text me, usually because he's back to back to back. And once I see a pattern, I'm like, why are you changing up?
Yeah.
And we're supposed to hang out around 1 p.m. and he didn't text me until like 12 to let me know he was almost here. And I get in the car, we hang out, and then after when I was getting out the car, I turned, I said, so why didn't you text me all day? And he was like,
I was like, we finna see each other. I didn't want to talk too much and then have nothing to talk about. So I was like, I'll just let her know when I'm on the way. But she was like, you need to continue to do what you've been
started
doing.
And when y'all
Yeah.
get married, newsflash.
always
Y'all gonna be
have
talking all day. Y'all gonna have to fight.
You can't run out of nothing to talk about.
yeah, we
And I'm
learned
telling you,
that
that's a
now.
thought that people actually have.
Yeah, I had
you
that
can't
thought.
run out of.
Yeah.
All you keep doing is deeper and deeper. And
Yes.
outside of that, you just talking.
Yeah.
It doesn't
Yeah.
have to be so programmed and rehearsed. It
Yeah.
just be just talking about whatever. I mean, whatever. Just whatever's going on in that moment, you can talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, so that's good that you actually thought that. And I always got to quantify age to be like, it's things that we were taught that as men, it's just be wrong.
Yeah.
It's just so wrong. That's the reason why I wrote, shameless plug, that's why I wrote Student of Love. Is because I want people to undo some things that we thought.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And unrealistic expectations that we have for other people. That's what this book is about. It teaches people to say, get the experience of exploring the knowledge of somebody else so that they can weigh in on the journey. Because she's over here saying, I want to talk to you. And you like, I don't want to run out of stuff to talk to you. And she's like, give that to me. I trust me. I ain't gonna run out of nothing to talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like you're trying to do a relationship or a friendship one-sided instead of opening up your mind and heart for the other person to weigh in.
Yeah, that's so true. And it's so important that you unlearn those things.
Yeah.
Because one thing that the Lord had told me, and it was actually around the time when we first met, he said, congratulations, you are now at a point where I can teach you the things that you need to know to be married.
That part.
But it wasn't to just be married to anybody. It was to be married to her.
That part.
So, there are general things that you can learn about marriage, but you got to let the Lord lead you on, okay, this is what you need to learn and get rid of if you're going to be married to this person.
Yep.
And the Lord taught me so many things about patience and kind of letting go of the things that I learned and the habits that I created. Because as we have a lot in common, but she has differences. For example, she's vegan. I'm not. So that was one area especially when we first started talking, I'm like, yeah, that was one of the reasons I was like, no, this ain't
gonna work.
Yeah.
this ain't gonna work because I
like
to
eat some
eat.
food.
I like to eat,
I like to eat.
and I would consider myself a carnivore, and so
Consider myself.
but it works. Like,
How does it work? Because some people may be dealing with that. How does that work?
well, one thing for her that she can always eat, and this was something that she kind of dealt with in past relationships where she didn't feel seen, is because, you know, she's vegan and she's out and about and she wants to eat, and people just wouldn't make an effort.
Yeah.
I made an effort to know, okay, what is it that you can eat? What is it that you can't eat? What do you like? What don't you like? And so she let me know, hey, if we're out and we got short notice, I can always have some fries. We can always go get a pizza and get no cheese on it, and I'm good. So I always make an effort to say, okay, I can eat anywhere.
Yeah.
I can always find something for me, but I want to take care of you and make sure that you can eat. So my thought process in dealing with this is, let me make sure she's good first.
Yeah.
And she's kind of turned me on to some
good vegan food.
Yeah. Cauliflower? Let's
Don't get us started.
Cauliflower.
I love cauliflower.
Me too.
Cauliflower is amazing, but it's just being compassionate and being understanding and compromising a little bit. You're gonna have to surrender some things.
Yeah.
So,
And every time we go out too, he always has like 2 to 3 options for me.
Oh, okay.
He like, oh, how you feeling today? You want, Mexican today? You want Asian or you want Italian? And I'm like, we can go for this. So it's just the effort that I liked, because usually people are like, oh, vegan, that's so hard. Or they just throw a salad at me. And I don't like salads. So I was like, the effort is really what stood out to me. So I did appreciate that.
How long did it take you to morph into that mindset?
it took a little time.
Yeah.
It took a little time because at first I'm like, I don't even know where to start.
Yep.
And, not all the vegan food is good. Now, the thing that sets her apart for me is that she is a great cook. So she can cook things in a way that you forget that it's vegan. For example, her baking is phenomenal. You would not even guess that it was vegan. Her cakes, her cookies, or things like that. So because she loves food, she prepares food in a way where it's like, okay, yes, it's vegan, but it's not like a salad. Mm-hmm. And so seeing how she prepares, seeing how she eats, and then we both, as I said, compromise. I was able to compromise with, okay, let me widen my palate a little bit. And she compromises when we were talking. She said, I'd make you a steak. I said, huh?
Oh.
Now, I know that may seem little. Like,
huge.
she make you a steak? What you
Yeah.
fawning over there? You don't understand.
That's
Yeah.
huge. Yeah.
For her to say that
That's
to
huge.
me,
Yeah.
I said, oh, this woman loves me.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
woman cares about
I
me.
told him at the beginning, I said, you want meat, I'm not cooking it. Like,
As you told me at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
So what made you compromise and say that?
when we got to know each other more, connected more, and I was like, dang, so this is love. Like I was like, dang, I would.
That's
I would
dope.
be like this, like the whole time, but
It's flesh.
yeah. I was like, ugh. So, but I was like, I could do it.
How long have you been vegan?
9 years now.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you was in your teens.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
18?
Yeah, I started in end of 2017. Yeah, so fully in 2018.
What prompted that?
I did a fast, a 40-day fast. And, like after a fast, you start to taste everything, and they just didn't taste the same. And I went just eating chicken and fish. The last thing to go was fish, and sometimes
You backslide?
no.
Okay.
But my mom, she loves seafood, so she be cooking it. And I'm like, oh,
You miss it.
yeah.
Pescatarian.
But I know if I ate it out, I like thinking about eating it is not for me. So it's just my lifestyle now.
So what would y'all do when y'all get married and have kids? Would you try to raise your kids to be vegan, or would you acquiesce to him, or what would that look like?
So we've had this conversation, and I told him we'll raise them how we'll raise them, like in the faith, like show them how I'll be the main cook, but if they see him eating a steak, you just you could try it, but it's your choice at the end of the day when you get older.
Yeah.
So
But as a kid, what would you have them eating?
chew. I don't know.
Listen,
So we had this conversation. So
But
I can
like,
flush that.
I think like honestly, they'll eat what I eat.
Yeah.
But just like a mix of everything. But
Yeah, vegan.
I told him, regardless, it's gonna be healthy.
Yeah.
Like we ain't doing fast food. None of that. Like all like healthy whole foods, because you know the foods out there today is just not good for the body.
Yeah. We actually were just talking about, we went to Costco yesterday and there's this app called, what is it called? Yuka?
They ain't paid me.
Oh, we're not going to say it. But
come on.
I think we
Sponsor.
said it.
I know what
last
you're
week
talking
on the-
about, though.
Well, I don't know. But we were scanning all of the food just to see like,
There's an app called Yuka.
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 Yeah.
Yeah.
in case, but anyway, we were scanning to see like we're committed to eating healthier and doing better.
Yeah.
And so we were scanning all of our food selections and there was almost like nothing that
got a good rating. So
Yeah.
anything over 50 is considered good. So 50
Yeah.
to 100, you scan it, be like, I've been eating it.
Yeah.
But we're trying to get above
scanned some
80.
stuff-
We're trying to get above 80.
I scanned some stuff that must say 0. I said, I've been feeding my nephew the nutritional value 0.
Zero.
I'm like, well, just
Yeah.
eat air. I'm
Yeah.
like, what is this?
It's hard.
And it's
Yeah.
like, I said, this is terrible. And then I ended up changing up my soap to, Dr. Bronner's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I ended up scanning the soap that I used to use. It was a 68 or something. And then it was like, all right, if you get this one that's for sensitive skin, that was like a 73. And I said, let me go in and scan this. That was 100. And I said,
Because that's my soap.
yeah, she gets the liquid version of it. And I said, let me go and get the bar soap. And I was just like, all right. So it's just those small steps to a better lifestyle.
Yes.
You know, I'm 47 years old, be 48 on March the 29th. And so I just want to be very intentional about my health and making sure that I stay around as long as possible.
Yes,
and so it's those small steps that I've been doing. Well, I ain't gonna say small, they've been huge because it's been drastic over the last 60 days. Being married is to be able to say, all right, because she always be trying to make me feel guilty, telling me, I want you to be around long. And I'd be like, God,
That's the same thing.
That's
she
what I
said.
said.
that's nonsense, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Nonsense.
Yeah,
he used
nonsense.
to eat McDonald's.
Yeah.
He
I
don't
used
eat it
to
no more.
I used
But
to
I was
buy
like, you
filet-o-fish.
can't.
Yeah,
No.
that
10-piece.
and all. I'm not even gonna plug these places.
Yeah.
all these
That
fast
was
food.
good. That was some good food.
No,
Talk about it. It
terrible.
Bless my soul.
It did not
stay
bless your heart though.
Bless my soul.
It didn't bless your heart.
Bless my
My stomach. was like that.
Y'all true.
No.
I'm telling you. But that's when you allow your helpmate, we
Yes.
go back around, to become that suitable helper.
Yeah.
And we have to allow the space and the grace for our women to speak into our lives like that. Because at the end of the day, if I'm gonna stay single and do what I want to do and just kill myself slowly, then I just stay single. But if God said, I'm gonna give you a suitable helper, then I have to acquiesce to her wisdom and say, hey, here it is. You might want to go do this. Why don't you try this? Do this. And it's like, now she over trying to throw away all the plastic. This morning she woke up, she was like, now we got to get rid of all the plastic.
I've been
I'm
trying to
like,
get rid of plastics for so long.
I said, you just doing
But,
too much.
plastics. Well, I'm not even gonna say it.
Yeah, it's just not healthy
Plastics
for
are
you.
not good for you. They mess up a lot of good things in your body.
And so she always I'm like, just eating on a plastic plate. I'm saying different between putting it in a microwave and all that. She's like, just don't be eating with plastic forks and all. I said,
I mean, we have nice
All that
dishes for a
changed,
reason.
brother.
I was
all
like, I
that
got time to be
changed.
washing all these dishes. But I was
Look at
like,
how good my honey looks. Look at how good.
It's working.
The six pack is coming.
I
Okay,
said,
y'all
oh,
not
geez.
ready for it.
Man, let me tell you something.
Six-pack.
So she keep doing all that, and I just said, and that's why I told her about 60 days ago. I said, all right, because I look at it as a challenge. I was like, all right, you okay? Watch. I said, I'm finna go in and I'm finna go hard, and that's just exactly what I did. So it's like, so again, I appreciate you for your wisdom and your care and your desire to make me the best version of myself.
Amen.
So that I could be around for years to come.
That's right. And
So-
I also just want to take this time to say, we went to the doctor. And so, ladies, take your husbands, your boyfriends, your significant others to the doctor and make sure that they are getting the proper tests for their age.
Man, nah, this girl over gonna try to tell that doctor to stick his finger in my booty hole.
Stop.
That's what you did. That's what she did. We gonna
At
call it what it is.
45, you
That's
mentioned that you're 47. At 45, Black men should be getting their prostate checked.
I understand it. So the doctor checked me at 23, 24 or whatever.
And he's 47 now.
47. And so we go to the doctor. Stop laughing over there, Rihanna. Rihanna's background laughing. And so so Ashley go tell that doctor, talk about, well, he needs to get his prostate checked. He said, well, I mean, he can actually wait till 50. Me and him was on the same page.
See, men understand, man.
Yeah, we understand. And she was like, she said, no, I need them to do it now. Studies show at 45.
Yeah,
and he
for
said,
black men.
Yeah.
And he's a black man, about 70 years old. So he was like, you actually wait till 50. She's like, I want you to do it now.
No, he cannot.
She said, you want me to do it now?
Now.
And she said, yes, now. And I just sat there like I was her son. Just sat there.
They are.
Man, I see
and that
my
man
future.
said, all right, go ahead and leave the room. I was like, I'm here now.
Yeah.
I'm here now. Joker started putting his little rubber gloves on.
He didn't want to do it either.
He did. He was just begrudged. He said, so she really wants you to do this right now?
Yes.
I said,
right now.
yep. Mm-hmm. And that man went and pulled out a little package, just a little lubrication. I said, boy, this is just going bad. I said, I think you're going to need 2 of those. Don't just squirt one of them. Just going to need about 2 of those.
My Lord.
That man got the squirting out on his finger. And the whole time while she was talking to him, I was looking at his fingers. I said, his fingers are long. I said, his fingers is too fat and long. I'm traumatized over there, Gabriel. I'm trying to help you understand this now. You got 15 more years.
A little bit of time.
And I was sitting there, I said, wow. I said, with modern technology, haven't advanced to something greater than this, where they can just get a sample, a blood sample or something.
We did that too. They got the blood.
But that's not the modern technology. And I'm just gonna tell them, it's gonna be. I said I was gonna make a reel out of this, so might as well be here. So what they do, the man put his finger in my rectum, and he kept trying to tell me, loosen up, loosen up. He said, you're resistant. I said, man,
you're
resistant. I'm resistant. I'm supposed to be resistant.
Right.
He's talking about you resistant. He's like, you need to spread your legs. I said, I don't like these conversations. I don't like what you're saying. I'm sitting up all tense. I was like, man. He was like, just relax. I said, how do you relax when your behind is facing some dude and he's shoving his finger in your rectum? Like, how do you do that? And Ashley didn't understand that. It's traumatic mentally to go through that. So I'm sitting there and I just kept saying, all right, be around longer. You want to detect possible signs of prostate cancer earlier. Just get it. Just go through it, and you have the peace of mind of knowing that everything is okay. And so I went through that process, and then what they do is they'll pull out a stool sample on his finger. That's how far he stuck his finger up. Wiped it on the little thing, and if it changed a certain color, it says that you have prostate cancer. If not, it shows you're healthy. They ran the test or whatever, did the blood or whatever, and it says I have a really great prostate. Amen.
Well, praise God for that.
Amen. Yes.
Amen.
Sometimes the process can be messy, but it's good to know.
You know what I'm saying?
That at the end of it.
Yes.
Preach, Gabriel.
At the end of it,
Yes.
you know that you have a clean
Clean bill of health.
clean bill of health.
A clean bill of health.
Uh-huh.
That's all I wanted.
That's a sermon.
I said, I wish you would have stayed in there. I was like, I wish you would have saw this. She wouldn't be able to look at me the same.
I mean, women, we have to just be all out there.
Yes.
We, you know what I'm saying? Everybody
With
is
more
just
tools
in our, space. So,
and I told her that men, there's never a moment where a man has to have his body touched like that from a doctor's exam. It's just, it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Women go there and, have their annuals or whatnot from the age of whenever they start going, 12 years old, 13, whatever. And it's a cycle that they go through all those years. And then a man, 45 years, goes through all that time without somebody touching them like that, hopefully. And then he gets 45 years old, and then it's like, it's traumatic. It's like, what? This man is, it was just a lot. And I was just sitting there the whole time like, Kevin on Stage posted a video where he talked about that, saying, men, prioritize your health. Go make sure you get checkups. And the men started just roasting him. I ain't finna go. If you just want a finger in your booty, just say that. And they were just commenting on the comments, and was so bad that he had made another video like, I don't care if you die, whatever happened to you. If you don't want, forget it. Because why are y'all like attacking me because I'm telling you to prioritize your health?
Yeah.
But that's how it is. Another thing we need to unlearn as men, as black men, to go to the doctor, run these labs, get these tests, so that we can can be around longer for our family.
Yeah,
Exactly.
And so that's what I did.
that unlearning thing can be hard sometimes because when we got closer kind of to the concert, like we're both establishing like we really like each other. We have feelings for each other. And so we got to a point where we're like, okay, we need to fast. We need to fast. We need to pray because she already knew, mind you. She prayed and she heard the Lord say, you know, go ahead. Me, I'm still nervous from the last relationship. So I'm thinking like, oh, I already know it's a no. You ain't got to tell me, Lord. You ain't got to tell me. You don't got to, I don't need no prophet come and tell me, no, you in sin, brother. You shouldn't be with that woman. I don't need that. I already know you're going to say no.
Has a prophet said that to you before?
I have gotten a prophecy or two about, now they were on. And sometimes people don't be on. Because I did get a prophet that said that one of the women that I dated was the one. So they were off. May the Lord help them. Yeah, I was convinced that it was going to be a no. And so on this concert day, I'm anticipating that this is the last day we're going to see each other.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You done quiet quit.
Yeah. It was because
everything was flowing, right?
But here's the thing. He suggested the fast, and I was like, okay. But I prayed before because I'm big on, like, if you're not the one, let me know now so I can I'm not wasting time. But I kept telling him, I said, did you ask the Lord yet? Nah.
I was scared.
He kept telling me, like, oh, I'm not praying about it. And I was like, okay, I'm about to cut this off because you obviously don't care. So he told me to fast. He said we should both fast. And then he goes into it saying, oh, I'm not going to fast. I already know it's a no.
Listen,
That's what you told her, Gabriel?
I made a lot of mistakes, guys. Okay, don't let trauma keep you from your blessing.
Yeah.
Because I was so afraid of getting another no, hearing another no from the Lord and getting my heart broke again, that I had to fast. It was the only way that I was going to hear the Lord clearly. And so we go to the concert. It's great. She's having a great time.
It's the last time I'm going to see her.
Last time I'm going to see her. Listen, I didn't even want to take no pictures.
It was the drama.
Because I didn't want the memories. I don't want to make no more memories that I gotta forget.
You didn't want to take no pictures?
We took what, like 2 pictures?
We took one on my phone and a second one on his phone of the same pose.
I want it easily accessible so I could delete it. Just in case. And took one picture. That's it. And so that comes.
She was so nice. I'm about to
she
leave
was
her.
she was the sweetest. She was such a good woman, so patient.
He said, but I'm about to leave after this.
I'm about to leave after this.
Yeah.
And listen, I suggested to fast. I wasn't going to fast. Because I thought I already knew the answer.
I thought, you gonna go fast.
Right.
So I covered the day of the fast. I covered my 4 things for when I need to hear from the Lord: fast, pray, seek wise counsel, get in the word. And so we were fasting. I was praying. Lord said, "Hey, you need to go watch this podcast." Who? I want you to go watch the Dear Future Wifey podcast with Albiner and his lovely wife. And I said, all right. Before I watch it, I said, Lord, now don't let me buy into this and don't let me hear something I don't need to hear. Albiner being Albiner. And, one of the things he said that just really grasped my spirit is he said that the Lord told him, your singleness is no longer a benefit to you.
It's a liability.
It's a liability. And that really spoke to me because I thought my singleness was a benefit. It was going to be a benefit up until I got married. But it was at that point that, it's no longer going to be a benefit for you. You need, as you said, a purpose partner.
Yep.
You need a partner who's going to help further your purpose and further what I called you to do. So I said, okay, I got what you needed me to get, but Lord, let me triple check. Let me go to the word now. I go to the word. I'm flipping through. Passage lights up in Proverbs. Says, what is it? Fathers and sons. Fathers can give their sons wealth and an inheritance, but only the Lord can give an understanding wife.
Woo!
And one of the things
like
she
that.
always said to me was, I'm very understanding. You don't have to lie to me. You can tell me anything. I will understand. And
You
I
told
said,
him that at the very beginning?
Yeah, I said I'm very understanding. Well, my motto was I'm very understanding, and if you don't believe me, I understand. So, and I told him, I was like, if you be honest the first time, no matter what it is, 9 times out of 10, I understand. I'm okay. We cool. So that was my biggest thing.
yeah. And so once I saw that, I said, Lord, are you sure? Like, I need to hear you. Are you sure that this is the direction that you want me to go with this woman? He said, Gabe, all those other women that you dated were your choice. This is my choice.
Ooh.
I'm hard-headed. I'm like, are you sure, bro? Because what if she don't fit in with the family? I know you got a great calling on my life. I'm called to ministry and to preach and do all these things.
Right.
Are you sure? I'm like, what if she don't fit in? I don't know if she's ready for the life that you have called me to. And he was like, were you?
Were you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Were you ready? I was like, listen, I'm just trying to be sure. They don't gotta. He's like, this is the woman that I have chosen for you. And so everybody fast,
Yeah.
pray, seek wise counsel, get some people around you that you can trust, that can hear from the Lord, and get into that word, because that word gonna show you.
So did the wise counsel, did you talk to anybody?
Yes, I talked to some people in my church who I trust wholeheartedly, who can hear from the Lord, who will pray with you. And the woman that I talked to, she's actually the one that told me, like, hey, you know, I feel like you need to watch this podcast. And at first I'm like, man, I didn't watch that podcast so much. Why now? But there was a word in it. And this is why I really commend you for doing this podcast, for starting this, and even continuing it after you have found your lovely bride, because there's so many people that need to hear it. I need to hear these different stories, different perspectives, and hear, you know, you guys' story. And you never know how you're going to bless somebody and how the Lord is going to use you. And so after that, I said, okay, all right, I accept it. The next day, I'm going to go see her and I'm asking. I didn't tell her that the Lord said yes. I wanted to leave her in suspense. But what did you do on the fast, actually? Because I don't know.
She didn't fast.
No, I fasted, but
She already knew.
I knew. So I was just like, you know, Lord, I'm a fast for him to hear you. Because I felt like I was getting a little gaslit because he kept saying, I don't think it's it. I don't think it's it. And I was like, oh, dang, did I not hear from the Lord? Because he kept putting in my mind, because, you know, he thought it wasn't it. And I was like, but I know I got a good relationship with God. So, but I was like, you know, I'm going to just fast for him and have the Lord speak to him and let the Lord handle it, because sometimes that's what you got to do.
Yep.
And I'm going to say, take his son. And
you see, that's another thing about her, like how she handled that. Because I'm sure you can attest to this. You'll get women that come up to you and say, the Lord said
all day
that you are my husband.
Yep.
And, or, you know, maybe you as well have gotten men that said, you know, the Lord said that, you know, you're my wife. And that's not to say that God does not tell people that, but notice how she went about it. She still allowed herself to be pursued. And she still, instead of saying, okay, Lord, I'm going to tell him, she said, no, Lord, I'm going to pray and fast that you tell him. Yeah. That you lead him, that you show him. And I said, oh, this is a help meet.
There it is.
This is a help meet. Someone to help me meet what you have called me to do.
Facts.
And after that, the next day, I went to see her, and the Lord was leading me because I'm driving. I'm like, oh, she likes sunflowers. I need to go find some place to get a sunflower. Right. I went to a couple places, and nobody had any. And then the Lord was like, go to this place. And I was like, oh, you helping me now?
You've been helping you.
You've been helping you from day one.
You've been helping
you helping me in a relationship?
You know, woke you up to go to church that first day.
And so I found a sunflower, and I told her, and we started dating April 2nd.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because April the 1st, it's funny that, and this is a joke that God had you because you were such a fool that He had you fast on April Fool's Day so that you could actually get a breakthrough.
Oh man, that's good. I didn't even think about that.
Had you fasting on April Fool's. He said, "This child, I don't know how many times I gotta keep showing him." He talking about, "Are you sure, Lord? This fool done asked me if I was sure."
Yeah. This is my selection for you.
Selection.
Are you sure?
Lord? How's she gonna fit into my family? Your mama gonna love her. I'm just trying to tell you, just good Lord, I'm just trying to make sure.
Like, what is there to make sure?
Make sure. He said, was you prepared for everything that I had for you?
Right.
And that's the key. You hit the nail on the head. A lot of times we're making preparation for what God is preparing us for anyway. At the end of the day, I tell people this all the time. No one could ever tell me that I was going to have a podcast like this. Even when I started out doing it, I didn't even expect it to be everything that it became.
Yeah.
I just said, all I got control over is turn this camera on and record each episode. I can't control one person from watching it. At the beginning of this episode, you hear me telling people to subscribe. Over 50% of the people that watch the podcast haven't even clicked the button to subscribe. I can't even control them to do that.
Yeah.
And they literally watch it every week. And I hear people say, you know what? I've been watching this for 5 years. I finally decided to subscribe. And I'm going, I don't even understand the mindset of that. But for whatever reason, 5 years, they watch it every Wednesday and then say, let me go ahead and do that. Yeah. Then you have some people, they say they thought that they subscribed and they decide to, let me go look and see if I realized I didn't. But at the end of the day, we don't have control over anything. And that's what total surrender looks like.
Yeah.
When you actually say, God, not my will, but let thy will be done. And then God can strategically align you with somebody in your life that the Bible says one can chase away 1,000, but two can set 10,000 demons to flight. You can do 10 times more than what you could do solo. And the wealth of information, the grace, the spiritual foundation that Adrianna has, you need it.
Yeah.
Don't even realize you need it until she begins to just keep on just pouring that over you. Like, wow, I needed that.
Yeah.
I said to Ashley all the time, I sit there and I'll be like, on Christmas, my nephew walked up to me. He said, you just seem so relaxed now. And I was like, well, man, how was I acting before? He said, you just seem just relaxed. And I said, and I just looked at Ashley and I said, I know. I said, I'm telling you, people that's been around me can tell the difference. And I said, I told Ashley when I proposed, I feel settled without settling. And I said, because a lot of times people want to demonize the word settle, you know, and they be like, oh, he just settled for her. No, I don't. I feel settled. My spirit is settled. My mind is settled. My family is settled. Yeah. Everybody feels the impact of Ashley in our life because she set the temperature in the household where we're all just good. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I said, that's what it's supposed to be about. And so that's what Adrianna brings into your life. What does my boy Gabriel bring into your life? Why do you feel like God wanted you to be with him?
That's a good question, actually. I feel like he brings like a sense of security. He made me feel very secure with being myself. And we both talked about this a lot. There's always different versions of me that everybody gets, but he gets literally all of them. And so I'm like, I thanked him for allowing me to be fully me, while also like opening his heart too for me to do that. And he also brings in a lot of biblical wisdom. I know the Bible, but when we study the Bible together, it opens my mind to a whole nother way. And so I think that's like a nice intimate time, I feel like, with your partner reading the Bible. So that's also.
Did you ever have anybody say like, y'all too young to get married?
No.
Not too young, too fast.
Yeah.
Why too fast? So April the 2nd, y'all locked in. That was in 2024, right?
2025.
Yeah.
2025.
Yeah.
And then by December, the 21st. December 21st, I got engaged?
Yeah.
Yep.
I think
They say it's too fast. Why?
I think personally it's because they don't know how it unfolded. Like, we kind of were very private with our dating. So when we finally came out and told people, it was at the end of our dating and not at the beginning of when we're about to get engaged. And everybody was like, whoa, wait a minute.
Yeah.
And so to them, it felt like y'all just got together. But to us, it's been a time coming.
Yeah. And we started dating April 2nd. Probably by October, the Lord revealed, like, y'all need to get married.
Yeah.
Set a date for 2026. And me, I would have rather, I was watching the episode with Joshua.
Yeah.
And I felt what he was saying. Like, you rather wait till your coins is all in order. And so that was my goal. And the Lord was like, nah, son. You need to go ahead and get married and propose to this woman. And I did. The Lord blessed me now. Because after he said that, I said, Lord, okay.
Provide them finances.
Provide these finances. Because these rings ain't cheap.
At all.
These rings are not cheap. And the ring that she wanted, which is on her finger now, it wasn't cheap. And so, but the Lord blessed and provided. And so we got engaged in December of 2025. And, we're supposed to get married. We're going to get married this year. And so some people are like, you should wait a little longer, wait.
Do you ever ask them why they say that?
No, but I know why. I know why.
Why?
They would prefer that I was in a higher position financially, or that
they would prefer.
They would prefer. Mm-hmm. Society would prefer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But also they can't see what God is doing.
Yeah.
They can't see what God is doing in us. They can't see what God has already prepared. Like I had a moment where I was worried. I'm seeking. I'm like, Lord, I need you to help me get this money together.
Yeah.
I'm like, Lord, I'm gonna get married. He's like, boy, you don't think I know?
That's what I be trying to tell people.
That you're about to get. You think I would tell you to get married and not provide for you to be married? Who do you think I am?
Exactly.
Oh, you little faith. When I tell you, it's you're hitting the nail on the head, because we keep trying to be God. So often we try to be God, and I'm telling you, I'm telling you, as sure as I sit here right now, just got married November the 22nd of 2025. I didn't know. I'm talking about from March the 18th. I didn't know. I prophesied the year before that I'll be married by the end of 2025. Didn't know how it was going to happen. Mm-hmm. Didn't know where it's going to be. Mm-hmm. I'm talking about why we started dating each other. It pivoted from me wanting our wedding to be in Dallas to her saying, I want it in LA. I said, LA costs so much money. Lord, how are we going to do this? It was in LA. It was at Warren Campbell and Erica Campbell's church, Cali Worship.
Okay.
The place that we first met.
Oh, okay.
So it's like we didn't even, I'm talking about all the way down to the venue.
Yeah.
The venue that we originally had we didn't have. I was like, this is cheaper. We're going to go do it here. She was like, my heart ain't really set on that. Didn't tell me that. Then she goes see this other venue. She's like, this is the venue. She sent it to me. I said, this place is beautiful. Oh my God. And I said, we're gonna have to make it happen. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I'm talking about every detail. The week before, the day before, I didn't even know. Like every little detail that happens, God is saying, just trust me in it. I'm talking about every single detail. From March the 18th, when I went on the first date with her, I would have never even suspected we would be getting married on November the 22nd of 2025. I just, there's no way. I wouldn't know where it was. I wouldn't know. You just don't know. And that's what I told, that's what I always told her. I said, I just submit to the season. Just whatever God is going to do, whatever.
Yeah, got to.
And the problem with men is because we try to be such planners that we accidentally plan God out of it.
Come on.
Because you go, well, I know I got to do this. I got to do that. And God's like, hello, here I am. No, I got this because I got to do this. I got to do that. I.
Yeah.
Which is bad because you're not even allowing your wife to actually speak into that. You like, I got this.
Yeah.
I got to do this. And she's like, but I'm your helpmate.
Yeah.
Let me know where you need help at. No, I got to do this. And it's like, you're already shutting her out of the most important season. When every moment you get a chance to spend with your woman that God has placed in your life, it's a unveiling of why she's in your life.
Man.
And every step of it shows that. It confirms it. And if you push her out of that process, then you forgo the opportunity to learn why God allowed her to be in your life in every single season, every step of the way. I'm talking about every step of the way. I've shared this before on the podcast. My nephew, who I adopted, Ashley came and visited one day, And my nephew don't talk to a lot of people. He not real cool with, with adults like that. He hang around kids. He's cool with that. But he ain't finna tell nobody he love him. I mean, he was in foster care. I've been open about this. My sister was on drugs where he got put in foster care. So his relationship with women a little strained, especially adults. I don't really trust him like that. He even said that to Ashley. We was talking. He said, yeah, I don't really trust people like that. He said that. He said, you can't. I said, why? He said, because people will switch up on you. So I was like, cool. This young man told Ashley when she visited one day, he was like, I love you. It sent me into my bedroom. I got on my knees and just started crying and said, God, like you dope like that. You know what I'm saying? Yes. But it was also a moment prior to that, the week before, where she said, I left and I didn't get a chance to see his face before I left. He was up in his room like teenagers do all day. And she said, I felt guilty that I didn't get a chance to see him. I said, that ain't that serious. That's how teenagers are. She said, that's not going to be what it is in this house. I said,
all right now.
I said, if you want to talk to him, talk to him. I said, whatever you want to do, you got full reign and authority to do you. Yeah. Do you. This is your home. Do you. But the reality, I say all that because there were certain things that there's no way I could conceive it or even perceive the level of healing that she would be a part of in my nephew's life. Wow. But me acquiescing to it and saying, hey, go ahead, do you. Then it allowed her to show up in her full glory to heal what she didn't wound.
Man, that's good. That's good.
So what I'm telling you now is that finances is the biggest thing that most men say that hinders them from taking a godly step, a godly commitment, a godly covenant because of money. And it's like, God be like, that's manna. He calls it manna.
Yeah.
It's like, what is that? When the Bible says the love of money is the root of all evil, the reality of it is because if I love the access of money more than I love the covenant of marriage, then I will put money as the gate that prevents me from actually getting married. And God says, but I can change that in a day. He can change. When you came in here, you said, dang, I see the elevation. You got a whole new set and all this stuff. I didn't even know I was going to be spending this kind of money on a set the couple of weeks after getting married. But I just said, this is a new season. I want the new season to look different. And I said, I'm about to spit. Oh, man, I ain't, man.
Come on, Doc. Come on, Doc. You know the Lord will also...
Hold on, I gotta tell you this because I wasn't gonna say this. The situation happened just like this. I needed the money for the set. I talked to business partners and I said, "Hey, listen, I need the money against future earnings of the podcast. I need this money for this set, $30,000." I said, and they was like, "Well, no, we can't really do that right now. We can't do this." I said, "All right, cool." So I got it. I want this set. I want this set. It's gonna cost $30,000. Ashley can sit here and she is a witness. The next day, I get a call. A brand deal came through that said, hey, can you come and shoot this for us real quick? And they said, how much you want to get paid? I said, $30,000. They said, okay, cool. I said, Jesus.
Look at the Lord. Come on
when
now.
I say the next day.
Glory.
Yep.
Am I lying? The next day.
Glory.
When I tell you, the Bible says, I pray that your faith fails not.
Come on.
Yep.
What I'm telling you right now, Gabriel, is that everything that you desire is behind the veil. That the minute that you decide to truly commit, get married, and you say, God, you're the guy that owns the cattle on 1,000 hills. Your plans are to prosper me, to give me a great future, to give me a great reward. That's just money. I've had tons of money. I've lost a lot of money. But the Bible says, I've never seen the righteous forsaken nor their seed begging for bread. Amen. What I'm telling you right now, man of God, that when you keep the main thing, and that's covenant and honoring your wife and covering her properly and allowing her wisdom and her grace and her glory to speak into your life, there's nothing that you want that you cannot have. Because there's power in covenant. There's power in unity. And I'm telling you, and I'm glad. What you don't know, Adrianna, is that I even told him when we were first talking, I said, I would love for you to propose to your woman on the podcast. Since he was talking about the impact of the podcast. Did he tell you that?
Yeah.
Did you tell him that?
Did I tell you that? Maybe I
No,
do.
and I don't think so.
Yeah,
I know he was saying that you got someone to propose on.
No, someone's gonna be you, because there ain't been nobody that did it on this yellow couch. But that's what I was telling him to do. He's like, man, I want to marry her, but I gotta get the ring. I gotta do this, and I know the pressure that men have when they deal with that or whatnot. And I just be sitting there like, man, that's the easiest trick for the devil, is to prevent the proposal to take place because of a ring. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's the beautiful thing about God is like I'm seeing scriptures lived out in real time.
Absolutely.
Bible says that he that findeth a wife findeth a good thing and obtain favor. The favor, I haven't even said the I do's yet.
Yes.
But the favor that I have gotten since making the commitment that I was going to marry this woman, I was seeking the Lord in January, and I'm like, Lord, okay, we need to start doing things. I need to start making things happen. I'm seeking him. I'm fasting for 3 days. And at the end of the fast, the Lord is like, all right, you ready to hear the plans? I said, get my notepad. What do you need me to do? He said, he gave me a couple things to write. One of the things he said was, Dear Future Wifey in March. I said, Lord, I ain't even talked to him. March, I haven't even given him a date or anything. I don't know if this is how this is going to work. He said, Dear Future Wifey in March. I was like, okay, all right. And so I had reached out to you, and then I had said, hey, we can come in March. I didn't know if you was going to say yes. I didn't know if you had already had engagements, or you already had your people lined up. And I just didn't know, but I had to step out in faith and trust God. And we're here now in March. And
March the 13th.
March the 13th. Yes. And the favor that the Lord will bestow upon you for making that commitment to that covenant. And fellas, he's going to bless that covenant. He is not going to leave you hanging financially. He is going to give you provision.
Facts.
And don't get so frustrated that you get out of faith.
That part.
Don't get so frustrated that you get out of faith. You have to believe. And the other thing that you were talking about, with taking the reins off and letting her handle, with your nephew and everything, you got to let your woman help you.
Facts.
I struggle with that in our relationship, was just like letting her help me. Like I was so used to like, nah, I figured it out. I got it. I can do it. And even when getting in a relationship, it's like, no, I want to show that I'm a man. I can handle things. I got it. And the Lord had to tell me one day, Gabe, why are you not letting the woman I gave you help you? No, it's me and you. No, it's y'all and me.
Yep.
It's you two and me.
Yep.
So go to the woman. He had to tell me one day, I talked to her too, right?
No, there was a time in the beginning he'll tell me something. I'm like, oh, you should do this instead though. I think that would work out better.
Yep.
And then like days later, somebody told me the same exact thing I would say, and then it'll move on from that to, you kind of right. Yeah. Hey, what you said was good.
Yeah.
Could say 2 weeks.
Man.
I'm like, yeah, I told you that like a long time ago. And now it's like, okay, you said something, I'm gonna listen to you. And then he'll be like, it worked out. I'm like, I see things from a different perspective than him.
Yeah.
So he'll have his view, and then I see it from the outside of what he's seeing. Yep. And I'm like, well, let me submit this to you. I'm like, you don't have to.
Let me submit this.
You don't have to take the paper, but I'm gonna submit it
to you.
Yeah. See if you And then, but I do have some strongly suggested things.
Yeah, she does.
That is don't say no and just trust me.
Yeah.
So that's great that the Lord's been working on him in that too. So,
and I'm gonna tell you, it's not just him; it's men in general. Most men will not. I'm telling you, the thing we need to unlearn is this. Most men believe that a woman can't help him. He can't. Like, I'm the leader, you submit. And we think submission we have this toxic ideology of submission. We don't even go into the scripture that says submit you one to another. We just always listen to wives, submit to your husband, and we stop there. I told Ashley all day, I was like, listen, you better with finance, you better with planning, you do all that. I submit that to you. Like, go do that. Do you. Like, just do you.
got it.
Because that's what you great at.
Yeah.
But if I had an ego, I'd be like, nah, I'm a learn it better than you did so that you can. Why?
Yeah.
Why? That's not my skill set.
Yeah.
And the reality is that, again, most men are programmed to do that instead of saying, now I chose you. Like no one on a football team, because she loves football. No one on a football team, she.
Oh, you like
Don't-
the Rams?
No,
Oh.
I like the 49ers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I grew up in LA. We didn't have a team.
That's real.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't have one yet.
You finna start something. You finna start something with that.
Bang Bang Niner Gang.
Yeah. You start talking about that, she's gonna start something.
Yeah.
So the reality is this. No, the quarterback is not running around getting mad, talking about I gotta be a running back. You know what I'm saying? He plays his position.
Yeah.
And so my thing is I'm gonna play my position. I want her to play her position, and we're gonna win the Super Bowl. And that's just what it's about. But you chose that. You chose her for a reason. I chose her for a reason. Either I made a bad decision and chose poorly, or I chose with the wisdom of God, and it was the wise decision. And I know that I got my suitable helper to help me win at everything. I mean, at everything, whether it's health, whether it's finances, whether it's raising kids, whether it's being a parent, whatever it is, I chose the person that will help me win at everything.
Yeah. I have a question for y'all.
Talk to me.
You know, since we are getting married and you guys are already married, you two seem like, you know, you both have like you are fine with your independence. You both have your own businesses and like very good in your solitude. How was merging? Because I'll be honest, I won't say a worry, but I've thought about like, man, you know, how is it going to be becoming one and merging lifestyles, living together? I've never lived with a woman. So other than my mother, God bless my mother, Tuesday Redmond, I love you. I've never lived with a woman. I have 3 brothers. So I'm like, I don't know how that's going to work. So how did you guys handle just merging lives and becoming one?
After you.
No, I've been talking. Go ahead.
No, after you.
Okay. So, again, submission. She looked at me. No. After you. The reality is this. You don't have to have it all figured out. You said how. She still has her property in L.A., had a house here in Dallas. She went to L.A. Since we've been married 3 going on 4 months now, she spent 2 weeks in LA in the month. Was that a week in December, right after we got married? A week in December, maybe 2 weeks in January, 9 days in February. We're figuring it out. The reality, and then I'll be like, all right, I'm finna go to LA. I'm finna go spend some time with you. If I look at the schedule and she says I gotta go work and do all my stuff with Doorhawks and I gotta be there for 14 days. You ain't finna be away from me no 14 days.
Come on.
I'm finna go spend half of that time over there. All right, well, I just pack up my stuff and I'll go work from LA. So it's like, you don't have to have it all figured out. When you talk about stuff like even living with somebody, well, Ashley at night likes it cold in the bedroom. You know what I'm saying? I'll be waking up sneezing because it's cold or whatever. And I realized
No, he was sneezing because the air quality in the
I
room
was freezing because it was also cold too.
The air quality.
And so I'd be like, because when I put a shirt on that day, I
Need
was
an air
fine.
purifier.
We have it now. Now he's not sneezing anymore.
Yeah, I had a shoot. So she would have a fan blowing. So she would have fans blowing on you while you sleep. So I was like, okay, let's adjust to it. Well, the key to marriage is not to make everything so dramatic.
Yeah.
You're learning. This is a whole different life of a person. It's like you get a chance to try to cultivate your space where it's applicable for both parties. So it's like, all right, you do this, all right, cool. When you take showers, she takes long showers. You know what I'm saying? My showers are shorter. So I'll jump in there while she's taking the shower, do what I gotta do. She like to hog the water. I'll be like, hey, let me go ahead. Yeah. I'll be like, let me just stand in the back. Maybe I'll get a little water and throw it on me
Just
like
a little
this.
splash.
Yeah, a little splash or whatever. I let her do a thing. And I'm on out.
Yeah.
It's just, I just try not to make everything so it's, sometimes people fall out about stuff like, or they squeeze the toothpaste from the middle and I squeeze it from the bottom. Just get 2 tubes of toothpaste.
Yeah.
Like you got your toothpaste, I got my toothpaste. It's like I try not to make stuff such a big deal and to submit to the willingness that I chose you for a reason. The first thing that she got me was this ring when we were dating. And this ring tracks my heart, tracks my sleeping, tracks everything. Her doing that for me made me prioritize my health in a way that I never, ever prioritized it before. But what if I was like, I ain't gonna read that stupid. I ain't gonna do all that. Like, I ain't gonna do that. Because also this ring can track and show her when I'm not, like how many hours of sleep I didn't get. So then she could be like, why you didn't sleep? Why you ain't doing this? And that it makes you accountable to somebody because it shares the sleep number to her. And while we were dating, that could be a situation where I'm like, I don't need you all in my business like that. You know what I'm saying? But I was like, no, I want you in my business like that. I want you, I want my health to be your concern. I want my credit to be your concern. I want every part of me to be your concern so that I can be in the best version. And so, yes, we both got businesses. We work it out. At the end of the day, I tell her all the time, even with her company Doorhawks, I said, hey, anything I can do for you? Like what? You come on as a co-host for Dear Future Wifey. I like to show up for you and your business. What you need me to do? I'm booking flights for people. I'm making phone calls. I'm doing this. I'm like, whatever you need me to do, I will do it. I will literally stand at the door if she allows me to actually check in people. I told her, I said, what you need me to do? Here. I ain't got no ego. Like whatever my wife needs me to do, I will do it. Because at the end of the day, we always talk about the wife being a suitable helper, but I want to be her suitable helper as well. You know, I want to be like, I want to make your life easier. So what you need me to do? And so a lot of times we try to figure everything out, and you're not supposed to know what it's like to live with a woman if you ain't never lived with a woman. You know what I'm saying? You ain't supposed to know what that's like until you get a chance to live with a woman. And then when you live with a woman, you go, this is what it's like living with a woman. How do I learn this? Like the first day of kindergarten, Mama probably was like, I just don't know. I don't trust nobody else. Been around my kid for the hour. She had to release that and allow you to learn what it was like to be in kindergarten. What would you like to add to that?
That was all great. I think, you know, guys do stuff sometimes like leave the toilet seat up and things that don't probably seem big to women. But a lot of us are like, oh man, that would be nice if you just, you know, put the toilet seat down after you go to the bathroom or...
Shots fired. She said shoot shots. So this is what I did. So I did that at first.
At first he said, why do I have to put the toilet seat down?
This is what I said. This is what I said.
Like, why do you have to put the toilet seat down?
So this is why I said that. I said, your hands don't work. You can't lower the toilet.
I'm like, at nighttime, I tried not to turn on the light and then I fall in the toilet because I can't see the toilet. He's like, but why don't you know that it's down? I'm like, because it's dark. I'm trying not to turn on the lights to wake you up.
And so what I ended up doing is I went and got a soft closed toilet. I changed the whole toilet seat. I'm telling you, tell me it's a problem, I'm gonna go fix it.
Come on.
I would have changed the whole toilet seat. And so now every time I leave, I just push the thing and it'd be slowly closing itself and I walk out the room. I did that but that was the first couple of weeks of marriage. So it's like after first, I was like, wow, who close the you can't close your
like, why do I need to close the toilet seat? I'm like,
it would make sense. One rotation each.
I do this, you raise it up. We both moving. I have to raise it up when you leave. So you got to lower it down when I leave.
I mean, you don't always have to raise it up because you can use the bathroom.
No, I don't.
You have the option.
No, I'll be all on that toilet. I'll be on that seat.
Her thing was, it's the resting position.
Yes.
The resting position?
No, I tell him.
The toilet seat is the resting position?
Like, I need the lid down.
Yeah.
Because that's the resting position.
Well, yeah, feng shui. So I'm like, because when he comes to my house and I said, make sure you put the lid down too. Because the germs when you flush.
See?
Okay.
Yes.
So my other thing is that I am very particular. Some might call it OCD. Some might call it OCD.
Okay.
He is not. He is not. And I say this because these are the types of things like the bed has to be made up a certain way. Like I really like the home to look like it's in a magazine, even though we're living in it, right? And that takes work. And some people may not value that, but then it can create and produce anxiety in people who do believe that everything has a certain place. And so I say this to say you have to have those conversations and explain it from the perspective of not control, but the perspective of like, this feels like chaos to me, and I can't be effective in this.
Because it's your mental.
Like I need this to be organized so that I can function at a high level. That's what marriage is. Is like, I know that you might normally not do this, or you don't understand that, but can we
plastic plates and
can I wash the dishes, or can we put the dishwasher to use, because we do have these plates.
Never use dishwasher.
And so again,
I wash.
right,
throw the things in
you're
trash.
going to have some of these conversations, but I think when you can meet in the middle, like you're not going to win every, like you know, now when he leaves the toilet seat up by accident,
I don't even leave it up.
When he leaves the toilet seat up,
Can't win.
by accident. I said by accident. By accident.
Make accidents.
I don't make it a fuss. Like I don't make it a big deal. I just put that toilet seat down. One time late at night, fell in the toilet, got back up, just washed myself up and, you know, off, and let him go to sleep. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not always about letting him know. It's just you ask, and then you guys work together to, you know, you want to live in peace.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's not worth the back and
hassle.
forth. It's just like, we'll move on. And, you know, like he said, he got the special closed toilet seat.
Yes.
And 99% of the time, that seat is down. And I'm happy. I'm a happy woman.
That's how I am with a lot of germs.
Oh, my
I'm
gosh.
very much like wipes, sanitizer, don't touch the, and he's like, it took him a while because he'd be touching everything.
Yeah.
Just living life.
And
Exactly.
I'm like, so
Walking around paranoid.
yeah, it's like he's gotten, like, he has wipes in his car now.
Yes.
He's like, I got you some wipes.
Yes.
He has like a little
My
spray
girl.
hand sanitizer.
Yeah. Yeah.
We
She
get
done got me
in,
that-
like, we're hanging out.
Yeah.
See.
He washes hands because every time he go to grab my hand, we in public, I'd be like, oh.
Yeah.
Because my mind is just like,
This is such a God moment that you're here right now.
No,
because
people OCD. That's why my show's about y'all.
I like everything.
That's my show's about y'all.
Like I've seen, like when he go, like my mind is going back to everything that's been touched.
Yeah.
And so he sanitizes his phone,
Good.
everything. So, you know, he's really good at being like, okay, if this is a bother to you, I adjust.
Yeah.
And he's really good at like fixing, like, oh, I said I don't like it this way. We'll change it. So that's been great to hear. And I think he's more worried about how good of a husband he's going to be, but he doesn't see what I'm experiencing. And I'm like, you're on the right track.
Yes.
Thank you.
He's on the right track. Like
Yes.
he just doesn't see it because he's not seeing how he treats me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if you only saw how you treat me every single day,
Yeah.
like it's the best I've ever been treated, to be honest. And he still blows my mind every single day because he's like, if you don't like it, then we're gonna do something different.
Facts.
And
That's my motto
That's
right
my
there.
husband.
So-
Yeah. He's really good about that. And then when there's something that he's like, no, I need it, you know, even just with our OCD, like sometimes when he's stressed, don't even, it's just, okay, that's fine. Well, I'll fix it later.
Yep.
Or you'll just like, oh, you know where, I know where this goes. I can go ahead and put this away. And I think like that's one of the things that you'll learn when you're married is like, if he's a little bit more, you know, I just pick up those clothes that are on the floor because I'm going to wash them anyway.
Yep. I
just
hang
be
up her
chilling.
clothes. I do all that.
Yeah.
The reality is it's just your helper. At the end of the day, when y'all know that y'all are working together, just work together and don't make it such a big deal. My rule is just let's not make it a big deal.
Yeah.
Because it's people really out here struggling with some stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't even talk to their spouse. They spouse may be unemployed, lost a job. It's big stuff.
Big
and we ain't
stuff,
finna fall out because of no toilet seat.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man.
We might fall in the toilet, but not out.
Yeah. Fall in it, but out.
Right.
But that's the thing about people be falling out over some stuff that's like,
Yes.
and then they internalize it like, well, you just don't care about me. And it's like,
no.
for 40 something years,
Yep.
I didn't have to worry about doing X, Y, Z. Can you give me some grace? Like at the end of the day, and when you look at the woman, it's like, if you live by yourself, well, for all this time, you didn't have to worry about nobody else raising your seat up.
Yeah,
So at the end of the day, you have been trained to not even raise your seat up.
Yeah.
So is that okay? Can we work through this in the first couple of months of marriage?
Yeah.
And so I always say sometimes we fall out over crazy stuff. David and Tamla was talking about how at the beginning of their marriage, he would always leave cabinets open. He'd open up a drawer, open up a cabinet, just leave it open. And she said, and they talked about, he said, and now she doing that. He says, I'll fix where I don't close it. Now she just walk around, just open up cabinets and walk away. He said, what is wrong with that? She said, you used to do that at the beginning. She said, I don't know why I do that now. I just be leaving cabinets open. But at the end of the day, that should be something that you laugh about. To be able like, you remember when I used to do that? You used to get mad at me. Now look at you. Hey, it ain't so fun. It ain't fun when a rabbit got the gun. So it's that same thing. And you laugh about it instead of saying, see? And I remember when you would do this and this, and you fall out and have an old argument because a cabinet was left open.
Right.
Like a cabinet.
Yeah.
Like
we actually had a fight about shawarma.
What trying to fight about shawarma?
All right, so
we'll say a quick story. We'll do it.
Yeah, we were going. Where was it coming from?
So we went to a wedding expo.
Yeah,
and we won $250.
Oh, dang good.
And on the way back, because I said, oh, we should go to that wedding expo and try out this new shawarma spot. So we go to a wedding expo, very overstimulating, a lot of people, a lot of noise. And we get in the car, and I'm just overstimulated, and I was like, I just need a moment. And so I fall asleep. I wake up, and he was like, you still want to go? And the way we're driving, I said, looks like you already taking me home, so I guess we're not going. And I was like, well, you can do whatever you want to do. I don't care. And I was like, well, if you want pita way, you can get pita way instead. And so he stops in pita way. He's like, what are you going to get? I said, I'm not hungry.
Yeah, that threw me.
Women right there.
And he was like, he just reversed. He didn't say a word. He reversed that a pita way. And I was like, so now you're not going to eat either? Like, we just got in a whole fight about how he's not eating because I'm not eating. And I was like, well, I wanted to experience a shawarma spot with you, but you weren't going. He was like, I was going to the spot. It was literally like a couple miles down the road, but I didn't know that. Because I didn't know where we were. That's a word, actually. Preach a sermon about that. You know, there's a word in there somewhere. And so, but the whole time we got in a whole fight about the shawarma, and eventually we ordered it, and we were happy again. But we laugh about it because I was like, you remember when I was yelling at you because you didn't take me to go get shawarma?
I was on my way.
It'd be like that sometimes where she will, she'll have her moments. And you see, this is why you got to let the Lord teach you for who you are going to be married to.
Yeah.
Because the Lord taught me patience. And there are sometimes we have moments where the old me would have just wrote it off and be like, all right, whatever, bro. I'm not even trying to, because I'm quick to be like, nah, I'm not finna argue. And no one's bringing me out of character. I'm not giving anyone the power enough to make me that upset because I'm a really laid back person. Yeah. But with her, it's like, she deserves all my patience more than anybody else does. It wouldn't make sense for me to be patient with other people and strangers and not be patient with her when she needs it most. So when we have these little arguments, either the Lord will tell me or I'll be like, okay, all right, Gabe, relax. Take a deep breath. Think about what you're going to say before you say it. And I'm able to, bring it down. And sometimes she just needs something to eat.
He said something to eat.
She just needs something to eat, or she's very she pump faked me because she made it seem like she wasn't really into the whole love language of physical touch and things like that. But she needs that affirmation, and so sometimes I gotta give her a little more, and gotta love her more. Yeah.
Well, real quick, let me ask you, how'd you propose as we get ready to wrap this up?
Yeah, so I proposed. The day of, I had planned for her family to come out to our house and everything at the end of the night. So the plan was to go to this chapel. And what I told her, this is the only time that she said I could lie to her. So I told her, oh yeah, I got to play at an event, this Christmas event. And she was like, oh, is it, you got to dress up? I'm like, I had to play it off because if I said yes too quickly, she would have guessed. So I was like,
he said, no, I don't got to dress up. And I was like, well, we're going to dress up. It's Christmas.
See, you got to make it her idea.
That part.
Now, she thought I was going to propose later on, like early this year.
Yeah.
Oh.
So she had no idea. And so the day of, I'm nervous. And I got to play at these churches. And I'm at my church. And she comes. And she has this beautiful dress on. And so now it comes for us to go to the service. I pull up. And I'm like, I needed her to go in. She didn't want to go in. Because I told her, I got to come early. Because I had to make it look like it was a rehearsal. That's why there's no cars there. And so I walked in and I'm like, dang, she's still sitting in the car. How am I going to get her out? And so I went out and I said, hey, they want to meet you. They want to meet, the woman I've been dating. And she's like, oh my gosh, I don't want to go in. I'm like, come on, you can just go in and then you can leave.
Yeah.
And so she walks in, and I made a video of a picture collage and videos of our relationship, and I put all our favorite songs on there. And so she was sitting in the chapel, and they played the song. I was supposed to go out and sit with her, but I froze. So I was standing in the back till the video was done, and then I went up.
You were scared?
I was scared. Yeah. And I proposed, and she had no idea, and she was so giddy and happy. Yeah. And then we went back to the house with her family and everything, and it was beautiful.
So you told the family you was going to do it?
Yeah, I did. And I was worried about that because, sometimes things will get out. And
How much in advance did you tell them versus when you did it?
He asked them for permission months in advance.
Okay, months.
Or I just told them his intentions.
Right. Yeah.
But I told him to tell my dad because my mom can't hold water sometimes. And I was like, tell my dad and he'll know when to tell my mom. And when did you tell my dad?
I told your dad like 2 weeks earlier, 2 or 3 weeks earlier.
And my mom had no idea until she got to his house on the day that I was getting proposed to that she was there for a proposal party.
Wow. Yeah. He said she can't hold water past this hour, so I'm telling her right now.
She sat on the couch and was like, Steve, why are we here? And he said, oh yeah, she getting engaged. And she was like,
wow.
She had no idea. Oh, no idea until that time. Yeah. So
I love it. I love it. Yeah. And so what have you seen change since December the 21st in y'all's relationship?
Spiritual warfare.
Explain.
I think also that, but we've gotten so close from the spiritual warfare. Like things started to come against us in ways where we're like, why are we even like arguing about this? Yep. Why am I feeling this way? Like it's supposed to be a happy time. And why are we worried about things that God has in his hands? So us kind of like saying, okay, it's not us against each other. It's us against one enemy, but we're with God. So we won anyway. Mm-hmm. And that brought us so much closer. And I think spiritual intimacy just really is so strong.
Yeah. Yeah, because we had to really lean on the Lord in a lot of situations. And one way the devil would come is like to split us up. Yeah. Like to have me getting my feelings, her getting her feelings, and not want to share those feelings with each other. Yep. And we would have to, come to ourselves and say, well, this is how I'm feeling. And she'd say how she felt. I'm like, okay, she gives me advice on how to get through what I'm getting through and vice versa. And it brought us closer. It pushed us closer to Jesus. It pushed us closer to prayer. It pushed us closer to really seek the Lord and say, Lord, we need you to get through this. Yep. And, everything that the enemy has thrown, the Lord has brought us through.
Ricocheted.
So when did y'all get to this resettling where you said, hold on, we finna fortify our relationship. We ain't finna be fighting and going over it. We ain't gonna allow the devil to win. How long have y'all been in this space?
Probably since end of February is when things like started to shift. Mm-hmm. And I could tell like, okay, Lord, you about to do something because it's been a fight. Even us getting here, it was a fight. Yeah. Even
that's a story for another day.
Story for another time. Us just making it here. Yeah. But since the end of February, early March, we've been in this mindset of no, it's me and you, and we're looking to Jesus. We're locked in, and whatever the devil want to throw, he could throw. But we got God on our side.
Amen. So 2026 this year, y'all committed to getting married. Have y'all picked a date yet?
Yes.
Yes.
But that might change.
What date did y'all originally have?
Well, we have it for November 1st.
Okay. Why say it's gonna change? Change earlier?
Well, I'm thinking of changing the venue.
Okay.
And so if we can't keep the date, it might change. But we'll see.
But it's still in 2026?
Yeah, still 2026 for sure.
If the other venue that you want, if it's an earlier date, are y'all prepared to get married earlier?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because if we get that venue, then we're definitely prepared for it. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Earlier.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Amen.
All right.
Not too early.
Are y'all prepared next month?
Absolutely not.
Prepared April the 1st.
April 2nd.
April 2nd. So when you look back at this and God, how do y'all feel right now to know that the journey was a little bumpy. It took my boy Gabriel a little long for him to recognize who God placed in his life, the reason why God woke him up that morning and told him to go to your church. It took a little while. Let me ask you this. Do you hear his concern when he speaks as a man to say the importance of finances and how we have been inundated as men that we should have our finances, quote unquote, together, whatever that looks like, before we get married?
I hear his concern. He really wants to be able to take care of me without any care in the world. But me personally, I'm like, listen, financially, the Lord's gonna come through every time. And we remind each other, when have we ever been in a lack of finances where God didn't say, you're good, I got you.
Yeah. Right.
So to me, I told him when we first had our talk about finances, I was never worried. But he was like, how are you not worried? And I was like, God's got it. Like,
how are you not worried?
I was like, I'm not. He's like, I want to be able to take care of you and all that jazz. And I said, well, God's going to take care of us, and that will allow you to take care of me.
Amen.
So I was never really, that was never on my mind.
Your mama didn't teach you? Well, who taught you that then, for you to be that?
That took my relationship with the Lord, to be honest, because my parents' whole point of view was, it was always make sure you have your own.
Yeah.
They raised me to be very independent. Mm-hmm. So, but she also said, if you are with someone, make sure he has the means as well to take care of you, even if you do have your own money. So I had to get kind of strapped off from that mindset, because when I had that mindset, I was dating someone else that was unequally yoked to me.
Yeah.
And people were like, oh, but he has this, that, and the third. I was like, yeah, but y'all don't, spiritually, he's so poor. Like, his house in heaven is shattered. Because, they say where you store your treasures.
Yeah,
so
store your treasure.
I was like, y'all, usually the Lord, building my relationship with the Lord prior to him is what kept me from thinking that way. Because I could have easily saw him and been like, right. So I'm like, I could have been like, how is he going to provide? But I can see how he's going to provide for me because of what the Lord has said to me. Yeah. I'm like, y'all don't hear what I'm hearing. Like, y'all don't see what I'm seeing. So I don't want to hear the outside noise. So I just had to tune it out.
What do you think when you hear that, Gabriel?
It's nice to have a firm foundation. Like, it's nice to have a woman who can speak life into you. Like, she speaks life into me. And I've had, other relationships where, they would say nice things. They try to encourage you. But the things that she says has heaven behind it.
Yeah. He said has heaven behind it.
And you gotta listen. And everything she says just really encourages me. It really blesses me. And just sometimes I know the Lord's gonna provide. I have no doubt about that. Mm-hmm. It's just like, okay, Lord, what do you want me to do? Like, I know you got me in the music. You got me writing a book. You got me playing the keys. You got me doing social media. You got me preaching, doing missionary work. I'm doing all these things. Yeah. Which one is the one that's gonna
pop off?
That's gonna, lead to the provision that I'm seeking? And all the Lord says is, son, trust me. I got it. And all she ever says is, trust the Lord. He got it. And so to have, sometimes it can be a little frustrating. Like, dang, I got God and my woman saying the same thing. Nobody's listening.
Nobody's listening to me. What about me? What about me?
But she is my rock. Like, she is. I love her with every fiber of my being. And I didn't think I could love somebody as much as I love and cherish and appreciate this woman.
On that note, I want y'all to pick up that box. Pick up the box. In the box, just pick up the whole thing. Take the whole thing. Put in your lap, because y'all can use the box to write on it. Grab a Sharpie each. Grab one of those pieces of paper each. Think of a gem that you want to leave. It's a key to love. And you'll write down a key to love and sign your name on it. And then we'll have y'all read it. And then I'll tell y'all when to go hang it up. So just think of a key to love you want to leave. Ashley, what you think about this?
I thought it was a wonderful episode. It was so nice to get to hear their story and how they started as friends. just like us.
Isn't that interesting? The episode that he went to was Albanier.
Yeah.
And that was the episode that I called you about and said, watch this episode. 'Cause
Yeah.
I need you to
Yeah.
see
What
this.
would you?
Yeah. 'Cause go ahead. What you about to say? I said, I need you to go see this episode to see if you can see what I saw.
Which is what?
Which is that they met the same way that we met and they married.
Yeah.
So can you watch this and see if the Holy Spirit speak to you and show you that I'm your husband?
Yeah.
Yeah. You
And
watched
then-
it. You was like, okay, it was kind of cool. I said,
It was such a good episode.
I said, good Lord, it didn't land the way I needed to land.
It landed the way you needed it to land.
I said, it did not land.
Yes,
I'm
it
glad.
did.
I'm glad my boy Gabriel got something out of it. He saw the episode and
He did.
he said, God, this
Yes.
is my wife.
Amen.
This is my
We
wife.
got to tell Albanier. That's good.
That episode was solid.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna share this with y'all. People are gonna watch this episode and it's going to get them over that same hump.
Yeah.
Some man is gonna watch this episode and say, I saw Gabriel and Adrianna, and it spoke to me that this person that may be in the friend zone, somebody I may have been ignoring, been overlooking, this is the person I need to tap into. Yeah. Watch. You're gonna see somebody slide in the DM and tell you that. Go ahead and read what y'all have on the paper.
Well, I kept it short, sweet, hard to beat. I said, trust God and trust each other.
Trust God and trust each other.
I said, if God brought you together, he will make sure you stay together.
Good,
Amen.
good. All right, let me ask y'all to put the box down and go walk and hang it up on an available hook on the thing, and we'll get ready to conclude. Yeah. Man, I love it when I see people young making decisions to get married, 27 and 30.
I know.
Do you think that's young?
No.
Yeah.
In fact, studies show that success rates for their age getting married are the highest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I read a statistic that if you're younger,
Yeah.
it's a better success rate. So maybe I read the wrong statistic.
No, late 20s is a really good predictor of success, they say. Early 20s, they say, isn't as, and maybe that's because of your frontal lobe, but
That makes sense.
I think you guys are really in a good spot.
Yeah.
Well, praise the Lord. Thank
Amen.
you.
Well, listen, how can people stay connected with y'all or get connected with y'all? What's y'all social medias?
Well, mine is Gabriel Be That Guy. That's Gabriel, the letter B, and then that guy. That's my Instagram. And you can find me on there. Also have a book called The F Word that I just released. You can get that on Amazon. And I talk a lot about what we talked about today with fasting and things of that nature. And album that I just dropped called Departure by Gabriel. It's on all platforms, streaming platforms. And yeah.
What about you?
You can reach me, Instagram, Adri_TINE.
Have you started shipping your cookies and stuff?
I have not. No, I've been doing just home deliveries and pickups. If you want that, Instagram is Planthead Bakery.
Planthead Bakery.
Yes.
If you're in the Detroit metro area. Huh?
Yeah, Metro Detroit area.
Good. We rescheduled Detroit. It was originally going to be March the 21st. We're going to be doing Detroit on June the 13th at the Fisher Theater, the Dear Future Wifey podcast, ultimate live experience, co-hosted by myself and my lovely wife, Ashley. Isn't her hair looking absolutely beautiful?
It's
Her
nice.
hair is beautiful. I love this little red head. I like this. So I get a new wife every month. Amen. Amen again.
Amen.
So she looks absolutely lovely.
Thank you,
But we're going to be doing the podcast in Detroit, bringing my friends LaToya Luckett, Thaddeus. Y'all saw the podcast with him. Who else? Lexi, the Merritts, Jonathan McReynolds. Yeah, my boy Jonathan McReynolds is going to be doing a live performance. It's going to be dope. It's going to be a slew of people. It's going to be an amazing time. Make sure you go visit the link in the description and get your tickets to show up. It's going to be an amazing time. Listen, may the love you share today outlive the season you're in.
May it carry you through the days when words are few and faith has to do the talking.
Y'all give it up, y'all, for my homies.
Ladarian, thrusted suddenly into Child Protective Services in 2015. My nephew, black, a boy. The likelihood of being adopted outside of kinship, slim to none. Armani, 16 years old, black, a boy, with 5 years in the foster care system before I even knew his name. The likelihood of ever being adopted, yep, you guessed it, slim to none. While Ladarian and Armani were trying to survive and barely thrive in an overpopulated and underfunded foster care system, I was living my own life, doing well professionally. Having been a single father with a daughter who at that point was doing well in college, it was my time to live my life, right? Wrong. I felt unsettled, tireless, agitated. There are just too many of our black children stuck in ambiguity and in the limbo of the foster care system. In 2017, I legally adopted my nephew, Ladarian. Fast forward to 2019, I had no ties to this other young king, but I felt God instructed me to adopt him also, and I obeyed. Starting over with parenting should have been enough, right? Working with various foster care and adoption agencies to help bring awareness to the countless young black kings in the foster care system should have decreased my agitation, right? Joining the board of directors of Advantage Adoption, an organization that helps find permanent adoptive homes for children in foster care, should have led to some type of resolve, right? No, not at all. None of it felt like I had done enough. I now realize that every one of those experiences was laying the fundamental foundation for my life's mission, Kingdom Royale. Kingdom Royale will be a luxury, state-of-the-art home for foster boys. Our first location will be in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. We will utilize the whole person approach that instills identity, empowers them to advocate for themselves, and enlightens them regarding new perspectives and limitless options that they thought were impossible. Though the young kings will attend the local public schools that are in proximity to Kingdom Royale, our at-home curriculum will broaden their worldview through participating in the arts, attending various cultural events, learning about and engaging in multifaceted discussions about current events and even relevant historical context, introducing them to gardening and landscaping and even caring for our animals on our farm and on-site stables. We just launched our Startup Capital campaign with the goal of raising $2.8 million. Now, why $2.8 million? Well, in 2017, I created a web series in which I performed random acts of kindness for targeting the homeless community. One of the most notable successes was that one of the videos went viral, garnering 28 million views. However, one of my biggest regrets is that I didn't raise a single dollar to help in implementing a more sustainable plan for the homeless community. So throughout the years, with much remorse, I reflected on not maximizing that moment. I knew if at that time, just 10% of the viewers donated $1, we would have raised at least $2.8 million that could have really established long-term support for the homeless community, or at least started a long-term initiative to do so. This is my do-over. This is our new beginning. Together, we can attack this at the root by specifically helping our homeless black boys who are already disproportionately represented in the American foster care system. I'm Laterras R. Whitfield. I've been nominated for 3 regional Emmys documenting my work with the homeless as well as my personal adoption journey. Despite those accolades, the greatest award for me is truly providing the infrastructure for a transformed life. Visit kingdomroyale.com for more details. Crown a king and make a donation today.
I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Dear Future Wifey podcast. Remember, be lit, live intentionally and transparently, and don't stop loving. Make sure to subscribe to our Dear Future Wifey YouTube channel. We're available on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and Stitcher. We welcome your support. Simply share our podcast with your friends and family.